overall this offseason. Jeff Passan put it out, I think, on Christmas or the day after. But the Red Sox have added the 10th most money of any team this offseason. I do want to just
10th?
say that out loud. 10th, yes.
That's not high enough.
Agreed. Well, the problem is when you look at 1 and 2, who is the Blue Jays in Baltimore. That's where you sit and you're like, oh, fuck. Okay.
So that's total money this out. So, like, what would $170 million do to that? I'm sure they'd be top 5 at that point.
Yeah. If you did that right now, yeah, I think you'd be 2.
Okay.
2?
2.
You eating some nuts? What do you got there?
To be fair, the Blue Jays are at 277. That's
Guys, just
before they
watching the
signed
show. You're
Okamoto.
It looks like you're just watching the 10 right now. This guy's the point guard of the 10. He's just like, oh, that's Sarah. No way. You got any more tea?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was a good point. That was a good point.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
And goalie.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Does this guy got anything?
What's up? Welcome back to the Section 10 podcast, episode 596, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It is the home of your soon-to-be 2026 World Series champion, Boston Red Sox. My name is Jared Carabas, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Coley Mick, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Tyler Milliken, and he killed his dog Bullet, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, realest guys in the room. Steve, how you doing?
Ooh, what up, Section 10 in the building?
In the motherfucking building. Brewed by Blue Moon.
Suck one.
Produced by Jake Yazzie.
Fuck yeah.
Welcome back, Jake. It's good to see you.
Good to see you guys too. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Jake.
man. It's good to see Jake.
Love
Yeah,
you,
I
Jake.
feel like we're 2026. All right, yeah, wow. Year 10. Year 10. Season 10.
Season
10 of the 10.
Mm-hmm.
Season 10 of the 10. Wow, this is big. We're going to have some celebratory Season 10, Section 10 merch, section10merch.com. I think the January drop is going to be, I feel like I like the whole like theme thing with the monthly drops. I think February is going to be for the ladies, and I think January I don't want to share too much, but I think it's going to be a beanie drop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beanie Babies?
I would do a beanie baby. Yeah.
I think 10
you'd
Beanie
fuck
Babies
it?
would go kind of crazy.
Yeah, 10 beanie babies would kind of go nuts.
Do people really fuck with Beanie Babies at this point?
Oh, buddy, did they? Yeah.
But even if they didn't, like a 10-1, like people
You
would
can
get
bring them
that.
back.
I feel
Yeah,
like
what would
plushes
you-
are more the flow now.
What would
Nah,
that
beanie
look
babies.
like?
Probably like 6 inches filled with beans.
Mm.
But like, what would the animal be?
A bear. They were all bears for the most
Yeah, the
part.
Bears.
No.
These
no,
things
like
are
the-
creepy
no.
as shit, dude.
No,
Creepy?
no. I had
Yes.
the beaver.
No, I know they had animals, but when they did special ones, it was always bear. Princess
I got
Diana
this
dies,
one. I got
bear.
the Princess
9/11
Diana one.
happens,
Yeah.
bear. Yeah.
It doesn't
I had
even
the
look like you could
I had
cuddle
the
'em.
WWE ones. I had like a Stone Cold Steve Austin beanie baby that was a bear.
Mm.
I want to
Unsurprising.
say like
Tease quit the
Stone
show.
Cold was black. The Rock was blue. I want to say like fucking Val Venus had a WWE beanie
Well, that
baby.
makes sense.
That's crazy. Yeah, T, what do you got? What is that?
It's my Pikachu.
Pokemon,
This
I
thing-
believe, is the highest grossing franchise, more so than Disney.
Good work. Great work, Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Pikachu will eat any Beanie Baby and its children. No fear. Fuck Beanie Babies.
They won't eat anything. That's just a toy.
Don't talk about him like that.
Yeah, I believe Pokemon has surpassed. I don't even think Disney was number 2 in terms of like highest grossing franchises of all time. Pokemon's number 1. I mean, back in the day, it
Franchises
was like
for what?
just franchises,
So just companies?
any franchise.
So McDonald's
big
would be a
group.
franchise.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I think it's
Any
the highest grossing media franchise. I think that's the way
Okay,
to
that would
frame
make
it.
more sense. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for.
Yeah, I feel like
More words.
McDonald's probably makes more money than Pokemon. I don't know. Maybe not.
I would assume
I'd
so.
have to
Hey.
think so.
All I'm saying is McDonald's, you get a Happy Meal, you used to get a Pokemon toy. It's never the
They're
other way
bringing that
around.
back this year.
Yeah.
Good. Y'all ever get
Yeah.
a Mighty Meal?
A what now?
Yeah.
What you know
Mighty
about
Kids
that?
Meal.
That's some fat kid shit right there.
I don't know anything about that.
So
It
if
was
you
like
didn't want to get a
it was
Happy Meal,
between. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. It was your.
yeah, you could get a 6-piece chicken nugget instead of a 4-piece chicken nugget.
Mm.
And as someone who grew out of the 4-piece around the age of 5 or 6, that was a big deal for me. Jeez. What do you mean?
That was early to grow out of it. 5? I
Yeah.
mean,
You were
I
eating
respect
good.
it. I remember the first time upgrading from a medium cheeseburger sub to a large cheeseburger sub at D'Angelo's. It was a big day. I got sick.
How old were
but,
you?
Probably 12.
Loser.
D'Angelo's?
And maybe closer to 10. Yeah, what's wrong? Oh, don't you start. Don't you start right
I
now.
agree
You
with
must
you.
leave.
I've never done a D'Angelo's.
Oh, you've
what are
never
you, a
had
Subway
D'Angelo's?
loser?
No, I've never done Subway.
No. You guys are from
stand corrected.
fucking Massachusetts. You don't need either of those.
Yeah. So I've had Subway once. It was in Cleveland before the division series in 2016. There's a parking lot
Subway's-
right outside the stadium, and there was a Subway on the corner, and I was starving. And it was like my first time ever like traveling alone. And I believe it's like pre Uber Eats. And I was like, I guess if I need to survive, I guess I'll have Subway.
Gotta do
But-
it. D'Angelo's is incredible. You
Dude.
gotta do D'Angelo's.
Let me take you back to 1967. The first D'Angelo's in America was in Dedham, Massachusetts.
Cook tea. Oh, that's all you got.
If
Okay.
you like Papagino's,
Oh, yeah.
you love D'Angelo's. One of the greatest modern inventions is the Papagino's D'Angelo's combination.
Yeah.
I've always
I
liked how you
invented
say
the combo.
Papagino's. It's a Papagino's.
Papagino's.
Yeah. No, I respect it.
I don't
He
say
knows ball with
Papagino's.
Papagino's and D'Angelo's. He gets it.
I don't
Go
say
to any
Papagino's.
any house of pizza in the state of Massachusetts, you'll get a better sub or pizza than either of those places.
Oh, holy, come on, man.
you gotta
That
fix
hurts.
that, man.
That
I think
hurts.
that's true.
That's super true.
They're
I
both
stand
great.
with
Here's the
McMahon.
tough part. T, let me know where you stand on this, but I respect the Papagino's D'Angelo's combos because I love both of them and I want them to survive. And maybe they need both to survive in this climate. But they're so much better when they're separate. When you just go to a Papagino's, it's way better than a Papagino's D'Angelo's combo because they're making like middle level of all their stuff together
Mm.
Yeah, like
instead
the
of like
meat,
being great.
the meat in a solo D'Angelo's is better than when you get like a steak and cheese at the Papagino's D'Angelo's collab. The only thing
Papagino's.
that is great about that is D'Angelo's doesn't have French fries. So when you could get the Papagino's French fries, which are extremely underrated, and you combine
Never
those with
had
the
those.
sub, it's a pretty great combination.
Fries from a pizza place. That is bold. I definitely
Ooh,
haven't done that
Fries
before.
from Papagino's, top 5 fry in the world, many would say.
Wow.
No one would say that.
There's many
lot of
people that
people.
would say that. Okay. All right.
Papagino's fries are super like underrated and not talked about enough.
I
All
can't say I've ever had them. I'm a big
Talk about
proponent of Papagino's, but I've never had the French fries. But again, like I would like Santoro's, God rest their soul. They're gone. They used to be in Saugus. Like I would dial up Santoro's 10 times out of 10 before I ever dialed up like a chain sub shop.
Correct.
But Papa's is like local. Papa's isn't like Papa
It's not.
John's.
I'm not talking about Papa's. We're talking about D'Angelo's.
D'Angelo's is local too.
Yeah, that they're
No, it's
local
not.
too. They're like
They
New
sold
England.
out. They
These are
sold
chains.
out. They
Sold
sold
out.
out.
They're
These are
combined with
chains.
Papagino's.
Where is D'Angelo's outside of New England?
So it's a
I don't
chain
think I've
in
ever
New
seen
England.
one.
Still,
Yeah,
it
it's a
doesn't,
chain.
it doesn't
Nah,
have to be national
chain.
for
I
it to
think
not be a
like
chain.
Papa John's with like Peyton Manning in the commercial. Like
You know
that's
where
like
I
a
get my
national
subs
thing.
now? Linfield House of Pizza.
Yeah,
There's only
House
one.
of pizza.
I support the House of Pizzas. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing against those.
Mhm. Dead ass.
I think they signed Bregman.
Cook.
Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. I'm gonna be using the Underdog Fantasy app for the NFL playoffs.
Mhm.
I actually watched the Patriots game on Sunday.
There you go.
What was your big
Most big.
takeaway?
Good team. Good team.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Better
Yeah, they play
commentary
with
than
spunk.
Andrew Whitworth.
Their fucking ex spunk is
Yeah.
off the charts.
Very high.
Yeah, I love it. I love a good football team that plays with spunk. And the pizzazz too. They have pizzazz. So I was sitting down watching this team, and like I know Drake May's the truth and all that, but I was like, does he have pizzazz though? And that first drive, you're like, 3 plays and a touchdown, but like it wasn't a pass. Like he didn't have like a passing TD until the 3rd touchdown. So I was waiting to see the pizzazz, and I'm glad I stuck around long enough to see it because now I know.
Yeah,
Are you
and
taking-
he wasn't
are you
stat
taking
padding
the-
at the end of the game.
You taking the higher on his razzle or dazzle this weekend?
yeah, I mean you have to. You have to. That's a no-brainer. Yeah, so be on the lookout for that pick'em. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That's JARED to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. I missed you guys. I feel like it's been a long time since we've done an episode of the 10. I know that certain stupid fucks were complaining that we didn't put out an episode last week, even though we put out a best of because it was a holiday week. And we did this thing called like Enjoy Our Families, which we do during the holiday week every year. Nothing happened. Had like something happen, yeah, sure, like we can get behind the mics and discuss, but to be like, these fucking guys, they don't even have real jobs and they don't fucking put out a podcast. It's the middle of winter and nothing happened. Plus,
What do these people sound like? What do they sound
are
like?
you fucking kidding me? You guys don't put out a podcast? What else you guys doing? You don't have a real job? But I was away. I went to North Conway and I was
proud
sick.
of you.
Thank you. I mean, I was sick the entire time. The first day I got there, sick until I got back. T was sick. Steve was sick. So it was the perfect timing to
We
not
needed the
have
rest.
to create
Yeah.
new content. Yeah, like Jesus Christ, we took fucking 1 week off the entire calendar year and people lost their minds, which I guess I appreciate at the end of the day. Like, you know,
Appreciate you guys.
I would rather we not put out an episode and people notice than just like be forgotten. But at the same time, we put out a best of, and the best of, like a lot of work goes into that episode.
Shout out,
and
Jake.
it's fucking funny to look back
Thank
on
you,
all the
Jake.
best moments of the whole year. So yeah, shout out to Garrett, shout out to Jake.
Goats.
But yeah, I did miss creating new content for the 10. I wish there was more news to discuss. There's just not. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that there's not stuff that we can't talk about. I think we're going to be able to talk about. I think Alex Bregman still being out there and having not signed yet is news. I think the I guess comparison between Bregman and Bichette now. That's an interesting conversation. But outside of that, I mean, what the fuck has
really
happened
that.
since the last time that we've gathered here?
It's not much. I've said this a lot, by the way, on this program, and it's a compliment to T. It really is. But there's a lot of times before shows that I will scroll through T's Twitter just to make sure I didn't miss anything that happened in the last week.
You don't have
And
his
in this
notifications
case,
on?
I don't have anyone passing. That's the only notice I got. And Underdog MLB.
I got T's on.
Love you.
That's a lot of notice. Do you
Hey, I mean,
regret
listen,
that decision?
Hey, who supports T more than me? Milliken Militia, you dumb fucks.
Hey,
Those
respect them.
No.
Respect them.
No, I don't. I fucking
You better
hate
respect them.
I fucking hate them.
They're
I hate
protective.
them.
They're just protective. That's all.
No, because they slander me. And at the end of the day, T, who supports you more than I do? When you fucking write a new article, who tweets it out and makes sure everyone sees it? Who's making sure that you're fucking, rising up the career charts over here? Who's strapping a rocket to your ass? Those people slander my name and fuck them. I don't like them anymore.
I do think at times there's a bit of a disconnect because you have put that rocket on me, put that battery in my backpack, have gotten me to where I am and continue to uplift me.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Rob Refsnyder, feelings are going to get serious. People are going to get emotional. People are going to step up and have to get their feelings out. And I think, unfortunately, that's just what happened. You slandered a great man, so people came out and
I didn't
attacked.
slander him. I just said there was no deep emotional connection.
I just think you had an opinion that was in the minority versus what most people
All right, whatever. We're not doing this again. But
Yeah,
I
we're not
looked
doing
at
that
Tyler's Twitter and I'm scrolling through. And
You
in
gonna
this
turn his
case,
notifications on?
no, I'm not. No,
Why,
I'm not
Steve?
turning. I don't have anyone's note. I don't like notifications.
You
I
just
want
said
the
you do. You said you have Underdog MLB and Jeff
passing
Passan.
and Underdog MLB. That's not a lot of notice.
Yeah, but
is what I'm saying.
But you're a Red Sox fan, and T tweets out every time that Bregman farts.
Understandable. He also tweets out like, "Oh my God, remember this hit by Julio Lugo," and I don't need that
He
as a
does.
notification.
Sometimes
it bigs. Sometimes it bigs, though.
My point being, in the last 2 weeks, when I'm looking through T's tweets, I'm like, shit, it really is just Breggy. It really is just like the Breggy versus Bichette thing, and then I don't even know what else. Like, there's nothing else that seems to be top of mind.
There's a big story.
What we got? The date for pitchers and catchers? I actually like that because I was asking T about that last week.
No. I'm actually genuinely pissed off about this.
What do you got?
You didn't see?
What do you got? Is this Camp's story?
Nope.
Oh, I actually like that too.
I was getting excited about that.
No.
All right, what is it?
Tiger Woods' birthday party?
Oh yeah, Jovi. Yep.
You didn't see this, T?
No, I didn't.
Tiger Woods is throwing himself a 50th birthday party, and guess who the fucking musical performance is?
Kanye West.
He already said it. He literally already said it.
So he'll show up to Tiger Woods' birthday party, but he won't show up to our Christmas party?
It's pretty fucked up.
Do you know who it is,
we love women on this show, and Tiger Woods is noted misogynistic.
Loves women.
He loves them too much.
He loves them a lot.
Some would say I was right when I said Bon Jovi should be dead.
All right.
I'm not here to take a victory lap.
Yep.
But it sounds like you guys are starting to come over to my side a little bit.
I'm a little upset that he didn't come to our Christmas party, but he's going to be at Tiger Woods' birthday. And it's like so like soon after. Like it's what, 2 weeks? 3 weeks after?
To be fair, Tiger Woods just had like his 50th like knee surgery or whatever it is.
So what?
Birthday.
That doesn't mean he gets Jovi. I mean, whatever. Those are separate things.
Yeah.
Trying to rationalize it.
Nah.
Whose side are you on, man?
I fucking can't stand Bon Jovi.
Yeah. I haven't made like an official ruling on this, but I'm not happy with Jovi right now.
It's not great. I think it's one of those things that like, all right, like we're not going to forget that. And then if he starts doing more stuff and performing at more parties, it's like, I think we got to kind of get rid of his affiliation with the show a little bit.
Yeah. And then people were sending me the video of him like saving someone that was going to jump off a bridge. I'm like, that video is so old.
Call it.
Do you take any blame here for unbanning him so soon? Like, do you think he would have come to try and get unbanned? But since you unbanned him kind of by the seat of your pants, he was like, well, fuck that guy. I know he dances however I tell him to.
I'll never regret giving someone a second chance. You know? Like if you get a second chance from me and you don't appreciate that, then that's entirely on you. That's not my fault if you blow it. So I'm a big accountability guy.
Huge.
Yeah.
So like he was on a bridge and he like spit like a quick 16 or something. Like what was this video?
Freestyled.
That's crazy. And it worked?
What?
Yeah. Like the guy didn't jump?
I don't know the story. I don't care to know it. It was while he was banned, so I don't.
He can tell the story at the Christmas party if he wants.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, I'm pissed off. I saw that and it's like, you know, that's like Hubs. I didn't go to Hubs's wedding, but then I also didn't go to Pat Light's wedding. So if I didn't go to Hubs's wedding and then I showed up at Pat Light's wedding, which Hubs was at, he would have been like, what the fuck? Like you come to this one, but not mine. But I equally didn't go to both.
I didn't even know Hubs got married. Shout out to her.
Congratulations to Hubs.
Congrats, Hubs, my guy.
Yeah, he got married. Yeah.
He's in the scoop business too, I see.
What did he have a scoop about?
You didn't hear the Yankees apparently traded for Edward Cabrera.
Oh, no.
To be fair, Robert Murray said he had the names right that were being discussed.
Well, that's a little different.
Oh, no, Hubs.
I can't believe you missed this.
Yeah.
Empire's back, baby!
No way. He reported this today?
No, it was like 3 days ago, which makes it much worse.
Oh, that's bad. That's too bad. Yeah, I didn't see that. Ace got neutered, so we've like had to, watch him. So what, T?
You didn't tell me?
I don't want
That's crazy.
Why would I tell you that?
He has a cone on his head right now?
Yeah.
Send pics.
No,
please send pics.
T would have castrated him for free if you let him.
Yeah.
Could have got a deal with me.
Did they send the truck to your house?
The what now?
That's what they did to Sam, bro. They sent a truck to our house that
You
like,
got delivery neutered.
what do you call it when it's a woman? Spade?
Spade. Yeah.
Yeah,
Braun.
they got after her in our driveway.
Chick.
What?
Yeah,
like an
dude.
ice cream man just fucking
Legit.
cut your dog's
That's
balls off?
exactly what it was like. Yeah, I could do that. $100.
They pulled up, they took her lady parts, and that was it.
Bro, what? You
Look
let
it
that
up.
happen to your dog?
My parents organized it. It wasn't even me. I was a young blood at that point.
Like the Uber Eats of neutering is what you
Not
did?
far off. Crazy.
That's
It's a
insane.
service.
It's not a service.
That's
Let me
nothing.
make sure this is correct.
It's definitely not.
Neuter
That's crazy,
on the go.
T.
Yeah,
By
it's
the
called the
way-
Spay Wagon. The Spay Wagon. That's what it's called.
Of
The
course.
Spay Wagon. By the way, to all the
sponsor.
people on Reddit, this is the guy you support. The Spay Wagon.
My parents did it. I didn't do it.
By the way, New Year's resolution, I unsubscribed from the Section 10 Reddit. They will never hear from me ever again.
There's no chance that that's the case. I'm sure
I
you
swear to
did.
God, I swear to God.
Them
Steve,
never hearing
Steve,
from you. No, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. It's more the
Unsubscribe.
second part of what you said. Them never hearing
unsubscribe.
from you again. There's no chance.
The final straw for me was I got compared to someone that I would rather die than ever be compared to. And I was like, all right, I'm out. Imagine being a fan of a band and the lead singer willingly pops in there and engages with you all the time. Like you summon him and within an hour you get a response, that kind of response time. And then you just fucking slander this person for no good reason whatsoever. That's as a free service. How many shows, brands, bands or something like they have like, yeah, give us fucking $19.99 a month and you can interact. Free. This was free. And I was the only one that did it on the show. No one else is fucking in there on a regular basis. So no, I'm pulling the plug. Unsubscribe. Never again. You'll never hear from me again.
All right, I'm just going to bookmark this because at some point
Go
in the
ahead.
future, you're going to be on the Section 10
Hold
Reddit.
me accountable, Steve. What do you want from me if you ever see me in there again?
A jersey? Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Let's go.
What do I get if I make it the whole year without ever going back in
A
there?
little ice cream or something? A little cone? What do you want? 3 scoops? What do you want?
An ice cream?
Yeah, what do you want? For being good, what do you want?
Being a good little boy. What do you want?
Yeah, good
All
little
right.
boy. You want a little cone?
If I never post in there until the end of the season,
I don't know
You
if
can't
that's
be reading
right.
it either.
Yeah, we also
Huh?
just kind of move the goalposts a
Can't
little
read
bit. You
it
said,
either.
you said never again.
Oh,
well,
and
there's
to
no
be
way
fair,
there's no way to prove that.
well, earlier you just mentioned people were complaining about posting or that we didn't do a podcast last week. That is
Yeah.
post New Year. Like that post that's in there complaining about us not doing a pod. That was like the last couple days.
There was one before that too. Yeah. It
Okay.
was like they were complaining that we didn't put out a show, but it's like we record on Wednesday.
It's all good. I created the Reddit. I always viewed the Reddit as a place where people can just say whatever the hell they
It's-
want and kind of
it's
have that
always-
community and just let it be over
Call
there.
always comes from inside the house. Kevin Clancy created the Barstool Reddit. Huge mistake.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a shit show.
Yeah.
I
That's gotta
like
be worse than
reading
the
through
Section
it.
10 one.
I read through it.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some times where it's useful and engaging, but then I would say over like the last year, it's become a hellhole.
I think we go through stretches.
chaotic. Yeah, it's definitely chaotic. But it is funny. The times that I have opened that door in the past 365, I'm like, nope, I'm closing that. I'm not
Yeah,
supposed to be
because
in there.
you're the least Reddit-y guy, I think, out of all of us, but it's funny because you created it.
I did create it, yes, but
Yeah.
it's for the people. That was in the COVID season. It was like, we need stuff to do. Like, we did the roundtables, we did the Reddit, we
Yeah.
did random ass graphics, Josh Ostrich. Like, we did a lot of weird stuff
Oh.
that year. Who
Yeah.
could forget him? But
Yeah. T, do you have a New Year's resolution?
Not really. No.
You have
Fuck
no
yeah.
goals.
I just want to be a better version of myself.
Oh,
I'm
come
trying
on.
to be.
That's
Shouldn't be
fine.
hard.
Give me a real goal.
I want to lose weight, but I say that every year. And like as a fat person, like everyone assumes.
Give me a
that.
number. Put a number on it. How many
everyone
pounds do you want
assumes
to be down?
that.
I don't know, man. Probably something like I'd like to get down to like 230,
What are you at now?
225, like 280,
That's every fat guy
285.
thinks
280?
230.
Yeah. I've been eating good, bro.
Well, let's table that because I feel like we could make that. Maybe not 225, but maybe there's something we could do to put a dent in that because
You carry it well, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do. Like your strategy is not good. Like you just starve yourself instead of like actually putting science behind it. Steve,
I have a New Year's resolution.
I would love to hear it.
It's similar to maybe eating less and losing weight. I didn't know if I was going to admit this on the show or not, but we keep it honest on here. There was a TikTok I saw, and this girl was embarrassed with herself because she ordered 122 times from DoorDash last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? This is going to be painful, but I'm going to look at how many times I did.
How do you do that?
You just got to scroll through your orders. They don't. I
You
wish
have to
they gave
manually
you.
count it.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be
no.
like more of a Spotify Wrapped. It's not. You actually have to count it. If you were to guess what that number is for me, what would you guess? I don't cook, by the way, and it's an embarrassing number. Oof. T?
No.
212.
Y'all ain't even close.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I've seen you do it 3 times in a night, so I'm thinking like
Yep.
540.
Yeah, Coley's easily the closest. It's 649.
What? What?
But I've also seen you send stuff to other people. I'm not defending your
6?
behavior, but
6. There's only
It's like, no, it's not.
365
It's not just
days in
him
a
that does the
year.
drugs.
there's
Like he also
3
gives
meals
other
a day.
people drugs, and like
yeah,
he's not bad.
Right.
6.
It's 1.7 orders a day for the year 2025. It's bad.
Oh,
You counted all those? I did, yeah. It only took 10 minutes to count.
Steve,
But
100, I would've just closed the app.
Steve, you're averaging 2 orders a day, even on like Sunday.
it's bad. If anything, I'm kind of proud of myself for
Oh.
only being 213 pounds. Like, that's actually hard to do.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Do you at least have like the free delivery version of like you paying
Oh
that?
yeah, Coley. Let me
Okay.
tell you. So
All right.
Dash
All right.
Pass. That's when
I
I
have
found
it
out
too.
I was in trouble. Dash Pass shows you, excuse me, how much money you've saved by using Dash Pass.
Oh, trillions.
I've had it for 3 years. It says you've saved $8,000.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, Steve.
When they
So
invented dynamic pricing, they were thinking of you. They were like, if we put
100%.
any number here, he's gonna buy it.
He's gonna do
Yeah.
it. So anybody listening, if you're going through this this illness,
No
just
one
reach
else is
out.
going through that.
Do you think no one has 649?
No.
I mean, okay.
No
All
one
right.
that's listening to this show, no.
Okay. But yeah, it's a high
No.
number. We're gonna get those
It's a
numbers
very
down this
high
year. That's my
number.
New Year's resolution.
Holy fuck, all you gotta do is like not
He's like,
order
we're an Uber
every
Eats
day.
family now. We're-
All you gotta do is just order less. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, that's
Yeah, but,
exactly
like,
the point
all
of this
you
resolution.
have to do is pick one day out of the year and don't do it, and you've already improved.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Trust me, it was embarrassing. When I
Holy
had to
shit.
count it twice because I'm like, there's no way that number's right. And then it was exactly 649 the second time I counted. I'm like, all right,
You
this
just
is
put
probably-
650.
off. You weren't going to be hundreds off.
As if, like, I recount. Oh, it's only 210.
17.
My God, I was off by 530. I don't know how the fuck I messed that up.
Dude got
I
to
wish
the
I
end and
didn't
said
do
I
this.
smashed the under on 650, and he was pumped about that.
Yeah. I only ordered twice on New Year's Eve, so it stayed under 650.
Oh my God, Steve.
Yeah, not
Steve,
bad, not bad.
That's incredible. I'm at 85 and I just got to July.
Okay.
So January 7th, I'm only at 85.
So you're probably what, like $1.60? Because that's like midway through
Probably.
the year. Yeah.
And I do order like Fridays during the season when I do baseball hour. Like my lunch is obviously DoorDash those days and stuff like that.
It
I'll
was bad. There
DoorDash,
was a
like,
moment
here
in
and
like
there, but-
October where this guy was like, "Oh, I've been here before," and I was like, "That just I got." He's like, "No, I've been here," but I'm like, "I know you have. Like you don't understand it. You saying that is making me feel like a whale. Give me the Shake Shack and shut
Stop
the fuck
talking your fucking mouth.
Shut your trap."
Oh, wow.
I know.
Do you do like groceries too, or like?
See, that's the thing. It's everything. If I need a wrench, DoorDash. If I need groceries, it's DoorDash. If we're getting Secco, DoorDash.
yeah.
So it's not just food. Like if it was just
That was
food, I'd be
260
fatter.
of them, for
most
sure.
of that was food, yeah, but
I'd say 400 are food or 450.
yeah. Yeah, you could probably cut that in half and still be embarrassed. But I think, you know,
Steve, do you like not know how to cook, or do you just not like to cook?
It takes so much time, and then like the money that it takes to get this stuff, it's like not even worth it anyway.
You can't use that as an argument.
no,
Well,
you can't.
it's like when you go to the
DoorDashing.
grocery store. Every time I go to the grocery store, like I go to Shaw's and they have like the buffalo tenders. I eat like 12 buffalo tenders while I'm walking around in the store, and then I'm not that hungry anymore. They have like the
eating
best
tenders
potato
while
wedges.
you're shopping.
Yeah. I go up to the produce section. I say, "Can I get 12 like tenders and some of the fries?" And then I eat that as I do the shopping for the other food.
I've known people that'll get like a slice of cheese and maybe nibble on that. T's housing 12 tendies as he's walking around the Shaw's and Star Market.
It's not looked down upon because they just scan the little thing,
It
so you're
is.
getting
No, it
charged
is.
for it either way.
No, they scan it real quick, dude. You can have like 30 wings, and they're like, "Yeah, that's normal. Like everyone does that as they get their groceries."
Like
It's
it's their
fresh.
wing bucket, they throw them away at the register for
The
everything.
Brockton Shaw's
guys
opened
stupid?
a wing bar. It was a fucking wing bar. I'd never seen that in a Shaw's my entire life.
Oh man, I admit, and I've said this a million times, but T's gonna say something that you don't expect every show, and I did miss that in the 2 weeks that we were gone. So we're
Yeah.
back. Just
We're
housing wings and tendies as your grocery shop, and I love
you just
that.
never
too.
know.
You never know what you're gonna get. So
Yeah.
I think Breggy stays, and I think he's coming back.
Yeah, he could say. Cole, you get a New Year's resolution?
Yeah, I'm reading more this year. So
Oh.
I'm already
standing
got
more.
a book and a half down. So we're kind of cruising over here.
Yeah, that's a hell of a pace. We're only on
Mhm.
Jan 7. We get a
I
book
set
and
it
a half.
at 25, so I'm trying to be realistic. I read one last year, and
Okay.
that's too low.
Yeah, T.
I actually did think of my resolution.
Okay.
I'm trying to do more things that like I enjoy. Like I'm not good at like doing my hobbies. I get like very just like work centric, and that's the only thing I worry about.
Yeah.
So for the first time in like over a year, I sat down and played Call of Duty for 2 hours the other day.
Ooh,
That was a
pretty
big
fun.
deal. And I didn't look at my phone or anything. I just
Wow.
sat there and played the game.
That's good.
Martha wasn't happy.
Yeah, see,
Mm.
can never
I
win.
feel like there's a lot of things that you could end on your lines with. Martha wasn't happy with that.
She's the best. I love her.
She
Yeah.
is the GOAT.
She's the best. Yeah. Jake, what's your New Year's resolution this year?
Just personally, I would really like to try to win a World Series this year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See, that'd be great. It's a good one.
Duck boats.
I said on BID, I'm trying to stay drama free this year. No, I don't want no beef. I don't want no Twitter beef. I don't
Listen
want
up,
no player.
Milliken Militia, you bitches. Listen up, Reddit, you fucking pieces of shit. You don't want any drama.
Well, I'm not gonna see the response to it, so I don't care.
Okay. You don't
yeah,
want two-sided
I want-
drama.
I want no player beef.
I want to do
I want-
drive-bys. So
yeah. Yeah.
Just lighting people up. No
Shout
responses.
out Brian Silva.
Huh?
You remember Brian Silva?
No.
He was the guy. I think he's in
okay.
jail right now.
Okay. Shout
Yeah,
him
he
out.
is. Yeah,
Shout
yeah,
him
yeah,
out.
Yeah,
Shut
Free
him
him.
the fuck out.
Free him till it's backwards.
yeah. Anyways, yeah. When I was in North Conway, we there was an outdoor hot tub, and boy, the Blue Moons taste
Mhm.
pristine in an outdoor hot tub while it's 25 degrees outside and snowing. Yeah, I was out there in my shorts, T.
Nice. The legs were out. You broke them out a little bit.
Yup.
It's kind of weird. We've all never been in a hot tub together.
Super weird.
That might kind of be like a vibe.
Yeah, I mean, we should do a Section 10 retreat and just go up to like a log cabin situation and just get like an Airbnb that has a hot tub out back and just let the boys
Just be in there
boys.
together.
Imagine if we did the pod in the tub.
You'd obviously have to
Yeah,
do it
that's good to
himself.
have the wires
have
and
to.
everything just dangling in a hot
Well,
tub.
that would be that
No,
hard.
you can do that.
Super safe.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Boom mic.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
heard the
you just gotta-
locals. Jerry was going back and forth in the robe so often they were calling him Pedro Martinez.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was ripping the robe in North Conway.
Did you like
Jacoby
being on
Ellsbury.
vacation?
I was sick the entire time. So
But like, besides that, was it like
Loved
soothing?
it.
no, I was fighting for my life every day. Yeah, like the first night we got there, I was like flu chills.
Oof.
You know, like you're
sweat through
you're
my sheets last
shivering,
week.
but you're sweating. Yeah, it was awful.
Whatever the hell this flu was, it's just the absolute worst. Like this is like day 17 and I'm still coughing off to the side. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing about Blue Moon was that it was born in a ballpark.
Mhm.
Yeah, at the Sandlot Brewery in Denver, Colorado. So it's no wonder why you crave it. Blue Moon's bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer drinking experience year-round. And for those occasions that you want a lighter option, reach for Blue Moon Light at only 95 calories and 3.6 grams of carbs per 12-ounce serving. It's refreshingly light alternative beer brewed with real tangerine peel. Looking for a great tasting non-alcoholic beer? Try Blue Moon non-alcoholic, still made with real Valencia orange peel and coriander with just 80 calories. And like I said, you got to grab a Blue Moon and try it in a hot tub outside. And I feel like the fellas need to do that together. I feel like we need a bonding experience. We need to, go up to the mountains, hop in that hot tub, pop some Blue Moons, and just, I don't know, maybe we do get a boom mic. Maybe we pod in the hot tub with the moons,
Pod tub.
Yeah.
Name the day.
Yeah. Jake, would you be down for that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the mics work better with water anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mic thing. You
Especially
guys can get it.
constantly bubbling water, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Inspired by the beer you already love and available year-round, a wheat beer from Blue Moon with exceptional taste and only 95 calories, brightly brewed with real tangerine peel, tastes light and refreshing. Nothing compares to the great taste of a Blue Moon Light. Blue Moon made brighter. Get Blue Moon Light delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared for delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Suck one.
Thank you. Yeah, so Bregman's still at the T.
Do you guys want the Bregman timeline since we last
Sure.
recorded?
Yeah.
Why not?
Good time for it.
You didn't sign with anyone.
No, but in terms of the reporting, because I do feel like over the last week or so, we've gotten this wave of Olney and Jen McCaffrey. But on the first of the year, Mark Feinstein reported that some believe that the Blue Jays and Diamondbacks may be the two most aggressive clubs in the hunt for Alex Bregman. The next day, Buster Olney went and did his Toronto radio spot on First Up, and he said the Red Sox had made an aggressive offer for Alex Bregman. First time we had heard anyone referencing some kind of offer or anything like that. 2 days later, Kazuma Okamoto ends up signing with the Blue Jays. We get mixed reports on whether they're going to use him as a super utility player that come from Bob Nightingale. Most of the reporting says that Bregman, while they're still, somewhat talking, that's not what they're looking for. They're more geared towards Kyle Tucker, and Bo Bichette's a little bit on the back burner for them. Olney ends up following up on Monday 1/6, saying the Boston Red Sox want Bregman and have signaled a willingness to pay him big money, perhaps something in the range of what the Tigers offered him last spring, which was 6 years, 171.5. I think all of Red Sox Twitter immediately was like, something doesn't smell right. And then we wake up this morning and Jen McCaffrey not only confirms Buster's report, but frames it this way. With pitchers and catchers reporting in just over a month, the Boston Red Sox have made what they feel is a competitive offer to free agent third baseman Alex Bregman, a league source confirmed. Now they'll wait to see if Bregman agrees. The source, who's familiar with the Bregman negotiations, confirmed in an ESPN report that the Red Sox offer was aggressive, quote unquote.
Okay.
So I think the questions surround. Now we heard perhaps something in the 6 year 171.5 range. That doesn't sound like that's the actual offer. And it's where is this coming from? Who's giving you this and who's deeming it aggressive or competitive? Because competitive and aggressive come off very differently to me. If you were to step up and say, here's 5 years, I'd call that aggressive. 6 years is like, all right, man, like, what are we doing here? You're going beyond, because if you offer him 5 years and you add in last year, it's like, all right, that's a 6 year deal. It's the same length that the Tigers offered him. You could kind of put it together. Going 6 years now when we know they weren't willing to go 4 years a year ago or beyond 4 years seems like a pretty significant change. But yeah, I think that's it. And where do people think this information's coming from and for what reason?
Yeah, I mean, I think if if 6 years was on the table for Bregman and he hasn't, like, that's why it's like, I don't think that it's there. I think he would take it. It's just, it doesn't add up, you know, like does Scott Boras really think that a team will go 7? Like, no, I like, no one's going to go 7. I think 6 would be the absolute max. And it feels like, to me, 6 years is what like the D-backs would have to do to separate themselves from the Red Sox. Like, I don't see the Red Sox going 6. I see them being like, all right, fine. Like they were probably at 4 for the longest time. And then they were like, all right, fine, fuck it. We'll do 5. We'll get crazy and do 5 if we want to get the player. And the D-backs have to be the team that's like, all right, fine, we'll do 6. And like, and I've just maintained that if the D-backs were at 6 and the Red Sox were at 5, that I still think that he would take the 5 from the Red Sox. So that's why I'm like, what could possibly be on the table as a firm offer to Alex Bregman right now that he still has to think about? You know, like what is there to think about at this point if you've got 5-6 year offers on the table? Like what's the holdup?
Well, and then you go with the Ketel Marte and the D-back stuff where Mike Hazen's essentially saying, like, it's more likely than not we're keeping Marte. We have not got what we wanted to. We want to pivot to a right-handed bat that can play first base, DH. We got bullpen stuff we want to figure out, too. So if they aren't willing to move Marte, all the reporting continues to be weeks later, they won't sign Bregman unless Marte is dealt. So that 6-year offer, whatever it could be, if they're not even able to really offer that right now, who's standing there stopping the Red Sox from getting Alex Bregman? We hear, you know, the Cubs loosely linked, but I don't think anyone believes that's coming there. But even then, we hear that they're focused more on Kyle Tucker. And with Okamoto there, Ernie Clement, Barger, they're a very crowded infield they have going on right now. So, like, who are the suitors? Everyone that was seemingly dressed up through these Scott Boras reports doesn't look great right now. It's still kind of the one team, the Boston Red Sox, and seemingly the place where, you know, he has some favoritism or some connection to. What is standing out? The D-backs had the home thing, but if they can't get rid of Ketel Marte, they can't get Alex Bregman.
I still don't understand the logic behind that.
I agree, but people continue to like triple down on that reporting.
You're not wrong. It's just like I would want both of those if I were really either of the teams we're talking about. I don't know why the D-backs are like, we simply can't afford both. It doesn't make any sense.
And if you were going to pick between the two, why would you pick Bregman over Marte?
Well, it would be Bregman plus what you get
the return
for Marte. Like you would, they have held out for a haul. I think the funniest story of the offseason that I haven't even seen anyone point out, Hazen keeps being like, we wouldn't trade him past this date. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, what? No one's ever, like, you'd clearly trade him. Like, you can't like pretend you're not openly shopping him and then set a deadline for when you're going to stop pretending. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
I do swear, once we get to this point of the offseason, I swear they start making up new ways of just saying stuff like, well, we're not going to do this because of that. Like, well, that makes zero sense. No one's ever said that in the history of baseball negotiations. I mean, what it comes down to is this month blows. January is the worst in the baseball calendar. We get to the point now where I don't really care about any of these rumors. And I'll echo what Jared said, and that if there's 6 years on the table, why the hell would he not take that? Like, you're, 5 weeks from pitchers and catchers reporting?
If there's 5 on the table from the Red Sox, why wouldn't you take that?
Well, I could see if there's 5 and you're still trying to get that extra year from another team, fine. But I think we all agree that he's wanted to be here. I think Alex Bregman this entire time has wanted to come back. He's listened allegedly to Scott Boras and isn't really talking to anybody. He's going to let Boras do his tomfoolery in the offseason like he does every single offseason. But the point we're at right now, if he's actually getting offered 170? Was that what the report was? Then you're looking at 7-2-10 from the Boston Red Sox since he left Houston. That's, if you're Breggy, sign up for that. Why the hell would you not, with $30 million a year over 7 years? And he's entering his age 33, 32, 33 at this point. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like it makes much sense that he wouldn't take that. I still stick with thinking that he would want this to be done sooner than last year. I think it was February 15th last year that he signed with the Red Sox. So I don't think it's going to go that long. I know McAdam was on here making it seem like by around now he would have signed, but I would assume this is going to end in the next couple of weeks. And I also just kind of hope it does, because this has been a ridiculous stretch of time here.
If he has that much on the the table, like I have no idea what he'd wait for. And furthermore,
I don't either. But if this is just already dragged on so long, it's like, what are we doing?
If that's not on the table, but that's what Boris is saying he will sign for immediately, at no point does it make sense for the Red Sox to do that. And it's like the whole reason you would sign Bregman, over Bichette is because it would be cheaper. That's the whole reason. The second that goes out the window, it doesn't make any sense anymore. Like zero.
It's that and the QO as well. Like Bo Bichette does have a QO, and I feel like some people have forgotten that. That's a fifth round pick and $1 million in international bonus money. I think for the Red Sox, they do care. I do think it matters because we saw them wait to sign Bregman until Pivetta went and signed with the Padres last year.
Sure, but they don't have that option this year. So are they punting on the entire QO class? That's cowardly to me.
I think to them, that's what would give them a preference over Alex Bregman if it's something like 5 years for Bregman versus 7 or 8 for Bo Bichette.
Yeah,
I think if it's 5 years for both, then you have to have a real hard conversation. And I think if it's a similar contract number, you lean Bichette, even with the QO and stuff there. But I think that's the game they're looking at.
The QO, if they were the same age, I would understand the QO argument. When one guy's 5 years younger, like that goes out the window to me.
Yeah, but don't you think that it's while they're both still out there, they prefer Bregman, and until Bregman signs elsewhere, then it's like, to Coley's point, I don't think that they're just an absolute no under any circumstances will we not sign a player with a qualifying offer attached to them. I think that they would do it, especially in this case where, you have done things to make your team better. Are they better than they were last year? We can debate that. I lean no right now. But at the end of the day, yeah, like I think if both of them are still out there, then you prefer Bregman, you pursue Bregman, and you don't outbid yourself. Like you don't make this, ridiculous offer when, to the conversation before that about the D-backs, if they were the team that you were most threatened by, which at the time it sounded like a month ago, it sounded like they were the biggest threat. Okay, well, if they can't have both Marte and Bregman, then maybe we can kind of suck some of the juice out of them being a big threat. Then who's left? Toronto? I still haven't, I think Philly has always been like hiding in the weeds on Bregman just because it's like, all right, well, we can sign Bregman and figure out an Alec Boehm situation. It's not like we're stuck with, or it's not like we, I guess, if we bring in Bregman, it's like, well, what are we going to do with Boehm? It's kind of like, well, who fucking cares?
But even with the Phillies the last couple of days, they've been linked to Bo Bichette. That seems to be more where they're going towards, which I think for their competitive window, they have so many guys that are already in that Bregman range. If you're going to target someone, they should probably be looking at Bo Bichette.
No doubt. Yeah. But then, all right, fine. So then that takes another suitor away. And after Okamoto went to Toronto, it's like, oh, is that one less suitor? It's like, well, we're going to use him as a super utility. So we're still in on Tucker. We're still in on Bregman. Okay. All right, fine. So we're kind of down to like maybe the Phillies, maybe the D-backs, and Toronto, who's focused on a completely different player. Like I feel like you can't, like Bregman is the number 2 free agent out there right now. I feel like you can't bring in a Boris client that's the number 2 free agent out there if you're focused on someone else. Like that's your higher priority as somebody else. So to me, the signs still point towards a reunion with Bregman. I'm really puzzled as to what is taking so long if the Red Sox offer is as aggressive as it's been reported to be.
You had said the Red Sox should pivot to Bichette. You didn't say that directly, but you were saying if they basically plan B. I don't think they can operate like that at fucking all. The second Bregman leaves and you start scrambling to get Bichette, the price goes way up. Way up. If you want Bichette, or if you want either of them, do it now. You can't wait till one of them's off the board.
Well, doesn't it seem like they're doing the do it now thing with this offer? I mean, that feels like a do it now.
It would be signed. I don't know why. There's no reasonable explanation for me to believe he's actually been offered something that is signable.
Isn't this kind of like a little reminiscent of the trade deadline where the Red Sox were like, we put out a fucking sick offer for Joe Ryan, and the Twins were like, they weren't even close.
Yeah.
Where's the report coming from? I'm sure the Red Sox are telling people we offered him the fucking moon.
That's
and
what
then
McCaffrey's report.
We don't know what the years are. We don't know what the dollars are. So Bregman and Boris might be sitting there being like, are they fucking kidding me? Like they think that's an aggressive offer? 4 for $80? Like, like who knows? Who knows? All things can be true where, sure, Buster only heard from the Red Sox that they made an aggressive offer, but then from the Boris Bregman perspective, yeah, it's not that aggressive, Like, would 6 for 200 be aggressive? Yeah. Yeah, that's super aggressive. But is that what the offer is? Probably not. So I think things can be true.
I think McCaffrey's report today essentially said, our offer's out there. We think it's a good offer. The ball's in your court. Do something with it. If you have a better suitor, if you have someone else, pull them up. Let's hear, go take the deal. If you want another place or you want to go somewhere else, go sign. We're giving you our offer. It's on the table. If you got something to bring to the table, maybe it changes. But right now, we look at it and we say, we don't know who's bringing that to the table. I think they're in the same spot. They're playing the game of chicken. And like Coley said, like if you play that game of chicken, it can get dangerous because I think Bichette has a lot of options. Jared.
I switched.
You did switch.
I did think it was interesting to see Passan kind of float like a pillow contract for Bichette because if he's someone who's like, fuck it, I'll re-hit free agency at age 29 and go nuts. That's the kind of guy who could still get a massive deal a year from now. And Kylie had those weird projections about like 2-3 weeks ago where he had Bichette getting 6,150. It's like, if he's getting 6,150, I don't know how. That doesn't add up in my head. I feel like you're going to get a better deal than that, especially if Alex Bregman's expecting to land in that same place. There's no way you're not giving Bichette more years, bare minimum. If you want to talk similar player, I think that's very fair. But in terms of years, I don't know how Bichette gets the same as Alex Bregman. Jared?
My hesitance here in this situation is kind of like learning from what happened last time around. And that's that the Red Sox felt like they had made a good offer. So by good offer, it's relative to what else is out there, right? Like you're a good offer last free agency may not look like a good offer this free agency. So I feel like the Red Sox last winter felt like they made a good offer to Bregman, but when they learned it wasn't good enough, that's when Henry had to sweep in and increase the AAV to 40 million. And that's where we get like the cigar picture on Instagram and he gets the deal done. Like that, the way that Bregman described it was that deal, like he was signing elsewhere until the last second where the Red Sox came in with something more aggressive.
It was Detroit, right?
Yeah. But this time around, it like if the Red Sox think that they fired their best nut and he's still out there and it's been days since we got the report about the aggressive offer. It's been days. What was the date, T?
Buster only had it January 2nd,
6th.
but Jen McCaffrey followed up today and then had another piece from only on the 6th saying that.
This probably means it was at the end of like last year, right? Like this offer probably actually happened before the new year.
At least a week.
Probably.
The offer has been in hand for at least a week. He hasn't signed, which means Boris thinks that they can do better or they can use it to leverage other teams. Like who knows? So, I mean, I hope Bregman gets every last penny and sets his family up for generations. Go get your money. But at this point, I think any fan that has kind of like Bregman free agency fatigue because we did the same thing last year, I think that contributes to it. Like the fact that he signed mid-February last year?
Yeah.
Mid-February last year, and we're not even in mid-January right now. So like back-to-back off seasons of a drawn out free agency process, it gets a little old, especially when this time around there's other options. I feel like Bregman was the only option last winter. It's like, we got to get our guy. This time it's like, all right, if you're not coming here, can you let us know so that we can do something else? Like there's still other ways that we feel like we have to improve the team if we're, going to be better than we were last year. Like last year, it was great to get back to the playoffs for the first time since 2021, but it wasn't all that satisfying getting eliminated in the first round and only winning one game and kind of, losing to the Yankees. It wasn't exactly like an experience that we can look back on and be like, wow, what a fucking big step forward.
Fuck yeah.
Like good job, fellas. I think that there's this hunger to not just get back, but to surpass where you were last year. And we're kind of just being held hostage once again by this free agency situation.
And this is what it's always built to be. This is what the baseball offseason always ends up being. You just hope that for your team, the shopping happens around Thanksgiving or around when everyone is actually shopping for Christmas gifts in early December. You want to know what your roster, or a decent idea of what your roster is going to be around that time. But the thing that annoys me the most is I know Boris looks at this time as something that he doesn't want to just give up just for the sake of giving it up. Like, if the Red Sox have made it seem like an offer like this isn't going to change, that it'll still be there in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, then he would look at giving up that time as a complete waste, that they should use that time to their benefit. And maybe someone does swoop in with a ridiculous deal. And then he goes to Bregman and says, hey, would you want 7 from this team that sucks, but you can be the face of the team? Like, he probably doesn't. But still,
they're basically hoping for the fucking Xander Bogart situation.
They're hoping for a crazy deal, which it seems like it's not going to happen. And that's the annoying part for fans, where we have to sit here and have that fatigue. But I'm so used to it at this point. We've had so many off seasons during the history of Section 10 and just being Red Sox fans that it's just kind of like, yeah, this is just part of being a baseball fan. You got to grind out these months. It sucks, but it's a part of the business, especially for a guy in Bregman that I would hope at this point, it wouldn't be like, team options or player options, that we'd actually know the next offseason, the following offseason, the offseason after that he's going to be in the lineup and he's going to be playing third base, that we don't have to worry about that. Like, I love the most amount of set and forget guys you can have. It's great. The Red Sox haven't had a lot of that in a while. I think the biggest deal that Breslow's given out was the Breggy deal in terms of length. I think it's 3 years. So we need more guys that we know where they're going to be. Obviously, the young guys are going to play a role in that and how they establish their positions this upcoming season. But this stretch does blow. There's no getting around it. It does blow. I don't think they're going to get some crazy offer from somebody else. If the offer that's reported is out there, he better take that, because that's crazy to turn down.
I'm
One thing
surprised.
you said, T, you can't give a guy with a QO a 1-year deal. I hate that. That's where I won't get the QO
They did it
guy.
a year ago.
I know, but at least that one canceled out. This time it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's like the Giants signing Snell. Like, I need you multiple years.
No, I don't disagree with that. I do wonder, and I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen more of a push on the Bo Bichette front, even if it was just to put pressure on Bregman and Boris to just be like, hey, we're fielding Bichette heavily. We're really interested in this guy, because truthfully, that really hasn't been out there. We've seen, whether it's Catillo or whoever say the Red Sox have been in contact with Bichette in his camp, but the closest reports we've had on him was the Ari Alexander back during the winter meetings about the Zoom meeting that went well. And then the Julian McWilliams, that was the next day, saying they're not interested in his current market. If where this is going, where they think it's going, it's too much for them. I thought there'd be a little bit of a pushback, and maybe the pushback on the Red Sox side is this report that's come out over the last week saying, hey, we have an aggressive offer. It's out there. We're telling everybody we gave you what we think is fair. I'm just surprised they're not playing the other side as much, because Bichette should check off a lot of boxes for them. And acting like he doesn't, I think is not being fair to the argument, because there's a lot of things that Bo Bichette could bring to the Red Sox that would make them a better team. And you can argue he's a better fit in a lot of ways. I do lean Bregman, but I do think it's a real debate. Like, it's a really good one.
Feels like he checks off more boxes.
Don't you think that wouldn't it tell you that if they haven't kind of like gone the other way and started talking to Bo Bichette, that it means that they haven't fired their best bullet to Bregman?
And that to me keeps screaming that they really do want Bregman. Like, that's their guy. And I wonder if it's
because if you've fired your best bullet to Bregman and he's taken more than a week, and like, I'm not saying you have to call him up and give him an ultimatum and say we need to know by a certain date. But if you fired your best bullet and he's not like, done, thank you, finally you hit the number. If that's not the reaction, that's when I would start talking to Bichette. But
even if it's not real, even if you don't genuinely want Bichette, I think that's the time you act like you do to be
play
like,
the
let's
game.
Fucking speed this up a little bit.
And they just haven't really hit that button yet. And I don't know if they look at Bichette and they say defensively, like, we have real concerns about you at second base. I think people don't realize Bichette, like, Alex Bregman's been healthier than Bichette over the last 3 or 4 seasons. Like, that's just the reality. That's not an opinion. And their numbers are extremely similar. Do they just look at Bichette and say, yeah, you're younger, but we don't know what you're going to be at second base? We know Bregman was 83rd percentile outs above average last year. We know what he brings leadership wise. We know these boxes he checks off. And there's no QO attached. Is that just all so much that it makes them lean so heavily for Bregman? Maybe. I don't even if you were questioning Bichette or you weren't that into him, I'm surprised they're not throwing more feelers out there, more reports out there to kind of just muddy the waters a bit. Because Boris' side has no problem doing that. Yeah. I'm just surprised they're not playing the same game.
You think they would balance out the game a little bit? You would think that it's like, okay, we can do this too. Especially with a guy in Boris, like that they're so used to dealing with Scott Boris. This isn't like the first offseason they're trying to go back and forth with this guy. So you would think that they would play the game.
And we got that with Marte, it felt like, for a hot second, where there was like, oh no, there's a lot, like, there's heat on this Marte thing. There's a lot of people talking about it. Maybe there really is a pivot here. We just haven't got anything close to that with Bichette. And now we're hearing the Blue Jays are putting him on the back burner. So, like, where's Bichette standing there? It works for the Red Sox because, you have 2 guys who don't seem to have a ton of options out there. Bichette seems to have more than Bregman because of his age, but who knows? If Bichette signed with the Dodgers and took a fucking pillow deal, would anyone be surprised? No. So that would be my question. We just know with Bregman, he needs length, and that's all he cares about at this point in time. And maybe they just know they're going to win that game eventually. And they'll look great if they do win it.
It does get a little dicey, though. The more the clock ticks, this starts getting a little scary with what that lineup looks like. You don't want to just assume that the alternative is going to be sitting there come even February 1st. So,
yeah, because even Toronto is not out on Bo.
I know,
but they're prioritizing Kyle Tucker.
Sure.
And
like, his market sucks too.
Else.
Like he could take a short deal to go to the Dodgers or something.
Right now they have, or this was Heyman's last mention of the teams. It's the Phillies, the Yanks, the Cubs, Dodgers, Red Sox, and then the Blue Jays on the outside.
For what?
For Bichette.
Yeah.
And once again, like, I'll wait and see on the Cubs paying a position player a heavy deal because what they offered to Bregman last year was a fucking joke.
Yeah, no part of me is concerned about the Cubs.
Nope.
No, I was waiting to see who they traded for Cabrera today. If it had been Matt
Nico
Shaw.
Horner.
No, if it had been Matt Shaw, I would have thought for certain Bregman was going there.
Yeah, it's one of those two. And the Nico Horner conversation's interesting because I do like the player a lot. But yeah, then you can move Shaw to second base, or you could have moved Bregman to third and kept Horner at second. Those were both pathways.
Yeah. I just think, on top of how slow it's been, what's even more annoying is kind of like the lack of updates, or like the lack of like the roller coaster. Oh, he could be going here. It's just, we haven't gotten
things
shit.
that feel real. Because there's always going to be little sprinkles of stuff that like, do I care about that? This offseason, it's been a high majority of, I don't care about that. That doesn't really move the needle. It sucks.
I know we've said it a million times, but the literal episode where Alex Bregman signed with the Red Sox, we did an hour of Nolan Arenado just acceptance. Like, he's the third baseman of the Boston Red Sox. It is what it is. It's only a matter of time. It's, we're just waiting for Bregman to sign elsewhere so that we can pull the trigger on this Arenado deal. And then breaking news, Alex Bregman to the Boston Red Sox.
It is funny
heavens,
to
man.
think of the percentage chance I would have given when we started recording that show, that at some point during that show, you would be on FaceTime with Alex Bregman. I would have added an 0.1. There's no way.
Did we cut all the Arenado talk?
No, we kept it.
No,
we
as a bonus.
Did we put it at the end, right? Or it was like a bonus.
Either the bonus or at the end. But we recorded it. We were like, well, that was like an hour and a half, so we're not just going to dump it.
Can you
it couldn't have been
imagine-
more dated, but it was still good stuff.
If they had gotten Arenado last year, how fucking bad this situation would have been. The Cardinals are sitting here. Heim's like giving up. Heim's like, he's here. We're trying to do something. Nobody wants him. Nobody wants Nolan Arenado.
Would it be?
Imagine if the Red Sox had traded for fucking Nolan Arenado and tried to tell Rafael Devers to DH with Nolan Arenado here. Coley.
Well, he'd still be here. That was what I was going to say. they wouldn't have traded him.
Yeah, probably because they don't have the leverage. Yeah.
Because they'd be like, fuck, that offense
Yeah,
is
he
bad.
sucks.
So we'd be better right now, actually.
Maybe.
Because his money and Hicks's money is negligible. I know it's more, but negligible because you would have got Heim to pay it down.
Yeah.
So you
you
basically are in you'd be in a much better spot, actually.
You probably don't make the playoffs, though. And you're probably not that good.
I don't know. You have Rafael Devers. Bregman didn't play fucking a third of the season.
No,
you probably are
that
better.
first month and a half, Bregman was one of the few things really keeping them afloat.
He was better.
And
but
his
maybe,
first month back, I was a little
probably
surprised.
call up Anthony earlier because you need the offense.
Yeah, depending on injuries. The only reason Roman eventually came up was because Willier got hurt, and then they got rid of Rafael Devers to make the roster work. Which is still crazy looking back at that,
so
too.
I think you're actually a much better team today if you had traded for Nolan. That's my thesis. I'm sticking to it.
God, I can't.
If Bregman does sign elsewhere, I'm prepared to call it the worst signing in Red Sox history for the domino effect. The worst 1-year deal. They always say a 1-year deal can't hurt you. It would have. Now it hasn't happened yet. He could come back.
My
if he
problem
doesn't,
is
it will be the worst 1-year deal in Red Sox history.
I just believe you could have signed him and this could have still all fit if you were willing to be logical.
1,000%.
If you were willing to
of
just play
course.
Bregman at second and play Devers at third and tell Yoshida he didn't have to go to fucking Siberia,
Yeah.
you could have had a lot of pathways here. Instead, you watched Christian Campbell suck for a month and then said he had to make the opening day roster. He sucked during spring training. Let's be real. Let's be honest.
Relax. That's all
Am
I
I
said.
wrong?
I said relax.
I love
just
Christian
telling you to
Campbell.
calm
hear
down, that's
well.
all.
I
I
love
think you
Christian
hear
Campbell.
well.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
He just should calm down a little bit.
I don't
just
interpret
kinda
a little
relax.
bit.
Just
Yeah.
smidge.
Just relax, dude.
But you'd be better, like inarguably.
It is. I'm trying not to
Today.
get to the headspace where Breggy's not on the team. I feel like a lot of Red Sox fans are in a similar boat of like, no, he's coming back. He's coming back. And sometimes you just have to tell yourself that because of being fearful of what the alternative looks like. That's kind of
I
where
am
I'm at.
right on the fence. I am mentally prepared for either scenario.
Jared asked where this quote, this offer came from. It's Sam Kennedy. And what
Yes,
he's
I
doing
agree.
is he's priming the fan base for him leaving. Not Sam Kennedy, Bregman. This is what he does. He did it with Xander. He had certain players' wives yelling about loyalty and how that shit goes. Like, that's how they do this. That's how they work. They're laying down the runway for Bregman to go elsewhere. We made him a good offer. Why didn't he take it? Because he's selfish.
We'll see.
That's what he does.
Yeah, I'm not. I it could go either way for me.
Definitely could.
Yeah, like it's. What was the last thing that I saw? Yeah, same process as last year. Scott wants more. That's all. That's the update that I got. So
Did he get more last year? I would argue he didn't.
yeah, I mean
Well,
they
they got
upped
the
it to
40
40
million.
million.
He got a 1-year deal
He by choice.
because he didn't get good offers.
But the idea is that 6/170, can he beat it with the 40 plus whatever he gets here? Which more likely than not, he's going to beat.
Yeah, theoretically,
Right.
yeah, he should.
Now, if he doesn't, then credit to the Red Sox. They end up reading the market great, and that deal is going to look
Well,
way better than people think.
I think we can already not give credit to the Red Sox for not having this extension worked out. I don't know, 5 minutes before you traded Rafael Devers to the Giants. Like that, I said in real time, was dumb to not have this part worked out if you intended to keep this guy. He shouldn't have hit free agency if you were serious.
Yeah.
The Giants did it a year prior with Matt Chapman. Like it's a thing people have done. I don't want to hear that this was so difficult to do during the months where nothing else even happens for the front office.
Yeah, it was September when they got that Chapman extension done?
Yeah,
if
it was
I
like the
recall.
first or second week of September.
Yeah. No, it felt like, I remember during the All-Star break, we had these conversations, and at that time we were hearing they were open to talking, and then it felt like that door slammed shut right around the time after the All-Star break, right around the time he came off the IL. But I don't know. I don't see anyone right now in this that scares me, but it takes one team getting crazy. And it may be a team that none of us see coming. But it takes one team.
It's what he's hoping for. It's what Boris wants.
If Tampa trades for Marte tomorrow, they have the assets to do it.
Yeah.
They up their offer, according to the reports.
It just seems like Hazen is trying to get someone to meet what they want to meet, and they haven't got that yet.
Sure.
So it's this game. You're playing this game of chicken once again with more variables in it.
Someone asked me the other day if I blame the Red Sox for letting Bregman get to free agency in the first place, and the answer to that is no. I think they were, with a half decent season, they were hell bent on getting back out into the market. Like, I don't think, like, let's say the Red Sox, whatever their aggressive offer is right now, if they had made that to Bregman in September, does he take it then? No, I don't think so. Especially based on how it's gone so far.
I would have liked to known they made an offer. That would be enough for me. If they made a real ass offer in like July or August and said, hey, we're trying to get this figured out, I'd respect it. And if you told me Scott Boras and Bregman were just like, yeah, fuck you, we're going to free agency, that's how we operate, I'd understand it. I would just hope that you made that extra effort if you did go all the way to moving Rafael Devers and changing essentially, your window and the outlook of the club in a lot of ways.
That's why it's like, I get it, dude. Like, you wanted to get out from under the Devers contract, but to have the balls to make that trade, you have to at least be like 75% or north of that confident that you can
You
bring
almost
Bregman
need
back.
him to tell you that he's not going to leave.
yeah.
That's
his
like
signature
instilled.
on a
People
piece of
have said
paper.
that
We're going to
before.
pull the trigger on a Rafael Devers trade to accommodate your ass.
I thought you were going to say, we're going to pull the trigger on you if you go back on
We're going to
saying...
fucking kill you, dude. If you leave, we're going to look so stupid. I will kill your ass.
You're not going to get to play for somebody else. You're going to be dead. Like,
Yeah.
you,
Yeah, none of
Boris,
that money's
all
going to you.
We're taking out the whole squad, so you better stay here because we got to fix our own mess. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. I even tweeted that over the summer. I think it was after they traded Devers. I was like, you think this is bad? Just wait till Bregman opts out at the end of the year and signs with somebody else. I don't
Soup
know,
on the
man.
table.
I'm not like thinking negatively about it. I'm on the fence. I'm prepared to flop over into the pool or the jacuzzi. You let me know which pool we swimming in. Are we getting angry because Bregman's gone, or are we celebrating because he's back? I don't know. Yeah.
Well, this is that time of year. I mean, we mentioned it, but it was similar last year. January, it gets uncomfy when the guy that you want is still out there and you don't know if he's coming back. Regardless of how much I consistently think he is going to re-sign here, and a lot of Sox fans would agree with that, it gets very uncomfortable the longer you go. And it's weird when you don't hear a lot of stuff too, because then that's when that scary breaking tweet can come out of nowhere.
So going back, it was June 24th when they were in Los Angeles or wherever the Angels play. And Boris was there, and they had that entire moment where Boris was like, yeah, we tell John and Alex all the time, like, if you want to talk, the door's open, we'll talk. It was August 10th when Bregman for the first time said that he would wait till after the season to discuss an extension. Now, if you go back, and I believe that first month he came off the IL, he came back.
How long had he been back at that point?
It was like 2 or 3 games before the break, right? He came back. And he actually raked that first month. I'll be honest.
That
I
Cubs
forgot.
series.
Yeah, he had a home run in that series.
He just couldn't run to second. It looked
off the
painful for him
bench.
to run, but he was swinging it.
But
That was one of the swings of the year. A little pinch hit.
swung it.
3-run Johnson. Yeah.
In my head, the split was, like essentially an MVP caliber bat, and then he came back and was league average. But you go back to when he returned in July, that first month, he was essentially the hitter he was the first 6-7 weeks of the season, which is kind of crazy looking back. I don't know if you guys remember it that way.
Yeah. His stats should have been better, by the way, because he couldn't beat out anything. So he's not getting literally any infield hit.
I saw someone say like that's proof too that like when he came back and hit that like he essentially went back and regressed to the norm. No, it was a guy on his legs, whatever his last legs were. I think you got that first month when he came back and he was out of gas the rest of the season.
It's a terrible time for it, if we're being honest.
It was. But here we go. This was from, he came back July 11th and going all the way to August 15th, he hit 298, 371, 521 with a 143 WRC plus. that first month back after the injury. It's kind of
And then,
crazy. I don't know how many people remember
218
that.
the rest of the season. That was tough.
And he was out of
the
gas.
last month and a half.
And he showed up in the playoff series. Credit to him, right? Like went out there, had a big swing.
For the
Spare
most
me. But that's like I think where people are kind of trying to break down Alex Bregman and Bichette. And I don't know. I crunched the numbers a little bit and
Crunch
you look
those
at
fucking numbers.
I
dude.
did
crunch
because
them
I was
again.
curious. Over the last 3 seasons, Bregman's played 420 games, 121 OPS plus. Over the last seasons or 3 seasons for Bichette, it's 355 games, a 114 OPS plus. Obviously, had the really bad calf strains in 2024 that kind of sidetracked him. Had some injury luck at the end of this year, but he was incredible what he did in the playoffs, and he came back and showed he could hit. But even their stat lines for 2025, like. Bregman was 273, 360, 462, 821 OPS. Bichette was 311, 357, 43, 840 OPS. It was a 129 OPS plus versus a 128. Now, when we're talking Bichette, obviously we're talking those prime years and what you would get out of that, right? I think a lot of people would say Bichette probably ages better because he has more of a patient profile. We know the walk percentage is around 10%. It went back in the right direction once he got to the Red Sox this past year. Bichette's more just constantly making contact with the ball. 2 guys who strike out 14% of the time, but he sprays the ball everywhere. I think people have gotten so fatigued over Bregman now. You're getting certain people that are like treating Bichette like there's no warts on him either. I think there's warts on both sides, and I think it's just a very close argument, and that's why I'm surprised the Red Sox aren't throwing more attention to Bichette as well, just to make it more of a convo, make it more of a thing, put more pressure on Bregman. I don't know.
I think the age is what does it for me. Like you have a younger core regardless. He's going like he has leadership qualities too. I don't think he's going to be putting his arm around guys like Bregman did, but I don't know that I need that really. I want a baseball player.
Does it weird you out that the Blue Jays, who are willing to throw money at really anyone in their prime, any of these elite talents, weren't really... They're more willing to throw it at a Kyle Tucker, it seems, than maybe pursue Bo Bichette or make sure he was locked up.
I think Kyle Tucker would have signed there, too. I don't think they've given him a crazy offer that he was expecting. I know they brought him to Dunedin. I don't know that they have given him an offer. Like, I think he would sign. I don't think he wants to wait this out.
Yeah, and I didn't read too much into the outfield thing or the picture he had with Michael Brantley and George Springer. It's like those were his former teammates. You know what I mean? I know George Springer plays with the Blue Jays now, but like, you know, these are guys that he was around, especially when he was younger. I think when you bring in the QO and all those things, it's a good ass baseball combo. And it really highlights how much do the Red Sox put on leadership and defense and some of these other qualities. Because I think offensively in a vacuum, I would take Bichette over Bregman.
For sure. I don't think that's particularly close. I think the defense but I think it's more like, hey, can Bichette be regular bad at second? Because he's anchored like one of the better defensive infields. And he's been awful at it, but he's been on it. Like that, they win the team fielding gold glove every fucking year. And I don't understand it. Like I know he's bad over there. So at second, can he just be okay? Can we just have a second baseman? I'm okay. Like, that's all I want.
How many shortstops do you see move to second and they're at least adequate? It's very rare you see a shortstop move to second and they just can't play it.
Yeah,
I do think
and
with
the bar's very low here.
Yeah, he's had a lot of soft tissue injuries and he's younger.
Sure.
I do wonder if that's where certain, or at least the Red Sox and maybe some of these other teams are a little more hesitant where they're like, man, you already have a pretty significant injury history. How great do we feel about you playing second base where you're still going to need some range? Third base doesn't seem like a great option because his arm isn't very good.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, so I don't know. I do think there's some teams that are a little cautious on that, but still, like, I don't see why a team wouldn't give him 7 years. I don't.
The last thing I have on this, and it goes back to a tweet T sent out. Yeah, quick tweet. The fact that it's or is disgusting. Disgusting. They should be having a dual press conference with both of them holding up jerseys. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Can you imagine?
They don't have either of these positions right now. Literally neither of them. And these guys play both of them. What are we talking about?
Well, imagine if you signed both and you just flipped Meyer and you got like your number 2 pitcher or whatever.
God.
Or you need Meyer.
Or you'd be more comfortable dealing Durant at that point. That's probably the better way to frame the conversation. But yeah, you look at the Blue Jays, like whether it's Bichette or Tucker or whoever they pay, they're going to be up near 340. Like they're going to be more likely than not, like 80 million more on the luxury tax than you going into this season.
Yeah. They signed a QO guy.
Sucks, bro. That sucks.
It's pathetic.
And I think it's just something like when we talked about this Red Sox window, we probably should have been more aware of it, and maybe certain people were. But when they were in on Juan Soto and Shohei Ohtani, and they were willing to throw these massive deals down, but those guys kind of said, we're good, we're not that interested. We should have known they were getting ready to act like this, because truthfully, everything, all the writing on the wall is they're going to be Dodgers East.
They still have a couple of hurdles to climb, as we just talked about. What they don't have Kyle Tucker signed yet. Like, still,
yes,
not
of course, you got to get it done.
Not everyone's still willing. Like, I've not for 1 second believe Alex Bregman's going to live in Canada. Not for 1 second. That is not anything about him. It says he would not live in Canada for like half the year. Like, he's just not going to do that.
It's also replacing Bo Bichette's bat, who was one of the most important bats on your team. And George Springer, like, is he going to give you what he did last year? Probably not.
No,
but at the same thing, Anthony Santander gave them nothing.
Nothing.
He was nothing to them. So, like, if he is 80% of the player he was in Baltimore, all right, like, that's another fucking
home
thing.
Runs.
Yeah, like, that's a whole nother thing you're dealing with.
I think Santander is an interesting person to point to, because I imagine they're expecting him to put up another 0 for them next year. And that hasn't inhibited their spending. That hasn't inhibited their team building. Like, we keep hearing the Red Sox cry poor about Masataka Yoshida's $17 million. I don't care. I don't care. That cannot be in the way. Jordan Hicks's $12 million cannot be a hurdle that you cannot possibly get over. Like, grow up. What are you talking about?
And Anthony Santander, like, he turned down a fucking QO, man. Like, they were willing to meet that last year. They ate the punishment on that, and they're still that aggressive to already go out and give that to Dylan Cease. And they're saying, hey, you know, Bichette, obviously they wouldn't have to worry about it because he's on the team. But if it's Kyle Tucker, who seems to be number 1 on their list, they're ready to throw it out again. It's just, you tip your cap to a team that's willing to be that aggressive. And that Okamoto deal, I fucking love that deal for them. I think that is an awesome deal. I think he fits in with everything they do. It's going to be good 20, 25 home run pop. Guy who strikes out 11% of the time in Japan, walks 11% of the time. Great fit. And, you know, reports on his defense have been a little inconsistent, but someone who can help them at third and first and left field, it looks like, fits that roster fucking perfectly.
Fit this one too.
Agreed.
And I think if they had signed him for 15, then they really could have gotten Bregman or Bichette and put them at second. That's a better team.
I think it was him or Contreras.
I think that's a crazy small market way to look at it if you're the Red Sox.
So how would you have put you would have put Wilson Contreras at first, Okamoto, let's call it third, and then Bichette at second?
Or Bregman. My manager told me he could play there.
And at the end of the day, that comes down to the financial restrictions they put on themselves, which are stupid.
No one's telling them to do that.
Nope. Well, even with the Bregman thing, and this is where, like, I've seen some people tweeting at me, and, you know, some people I don't think understand the language with certain reports. Thank you. Where they're like, there's no way they can fit Bregman right now because they're basically 20 million below the second CBT threshold. And, you know, even if Bregman makes deferred money and it's like 25 million a year, you know, they need 10 million below the second luxury tax threshold to go. No, there's nothing firm on that. Alex Spear tweets that out or wrote that in an article a couple months ago saying that's a way they've operated over the years where they like to leave a cushion. It doesn't have to be 10 million exactly. And I think the fact that they're this in on Bregman one way or another, they're expecting to be slightly over that number, and they're going to have to make a move to adjust that. Whether it's Sandoval, whether they finally attach a prospect to Yoshida, whether it's Jarren Duran gets moved out, they're going to have to figure Jordan Hicks, you attach a prospect or do something there. Like, they know they're going to have to do something uncomfortable.
They can't attach prospects to these guys after all the trades they've made.
It's hard. It's definitely hard to do unless you were willing to move, you know, another piece to get prospects back and kind of restructure the entire thing.
That's trading Duran is so easy. If you can't value him at a 9-WAR player like it's been reported they're doing. Like, you I know you've already passed up better deals than you're getting now. You can't look at that and not pull the trigger now. Unless the plan is to play Rafaela at second, which I still believe is their plan.
Yeah, I don't think Rafaela at second will be the way it ends up going. I think it's more. Go ahead.
Who's playing second? Meyer?
Yeah.
Until when?
I think it'll be him and Romy. And I think if Marcelo goes down, they'll be willing to give Romy probably extended run.
He broke down at first last year.
I think he's a guy who tires in general.
How do you move into this season without moving an outfielder, but also still have Meyer at second base and Romy Gonzalez?
You got to kill Yoshida.
How?
Either you DFA him or you attach a prospect.
I think if you could attach a prospect, he would be on the Cardinals. I think that's just how that would work.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they've been feeling it out because I think if they thought the perfect trade was there with Duran, then, all of a sudden Yoshida works at DH.
I agree with that. I just think they're trying to do both. I think
I also think
Duran and Yoshida in the lineup.
Yeah, I think they're willing to go into spring training and say, someone's going to die. Someone's going to get hurt. Something's going to happen to somebody. And we'll go from there and it'll work itself out because we've seen them do that before.
They feel way too comfy with that, though. That's what I hate. I hate the assumption. Like, I love depth. Depth is great, but you want depth in like pitching. You want depth not in everyday outfielders. Like, I'm sure that would help to have. Obviously, that's great, but like that's going to screw up the whole situation. And when it was happening last year, it was like, hey, whatever. Like, I trust that this offseason they'll figure it out. We're 30 days from pitchers and catchers, and it doesn't seem like they're coming close to figuring it out. It's a weird situation. There's a certain word that would apply, but it's a very odd situation, and especially how comfy they are with the whole thing. Yoshida, it just sucks. The Yoshida thing has sucked the whole time. I don't even like when we talk about it. I mean, it's fair to talk about. It's obviously a valid point in Sox Nation, but it's just like no one wants him. So
I have no problem with him. It's just the current roster construction, as it always has been with him, doesn't make any fucking sense.
It makes no sense. It hasn't.
And
for
they're
some
the ones who
time
make
now.
it no sense. They've made it make no sense. No one told them to make it this little sense.
Yeah, it's bad.
And as I continue to watch starting pitchers get traded for hauls, I have to continue to ask out loud why Brian Bello's on the team still. I have to ask that. I don't think Craig Breslow has any idea how to read a market, let alone the market.
I do wonder how Cabrera versus Bello would be looked at amongst teams. Because right now, Cabrera's contract, at least in terms of AAV, he doesn't have the
Much
extension. Bello's AAV is going to be higher. And I think with Bello, while the stuff is very intriguing, he has been unable to miss bats. That's a consistent thing. And I think in this game today, where missing bats goes so far, like Edward Cabrera, say what you will, he learned to throw strikes this year, and he's always struck out somewhere between 9 to 10K per 9. That seems easier to move than I think Bello would currently.
I think his contract is, I don't think the stuff you could legitimately argue over the last 2 years that Cabrera or Boz have been better than Bello over the full 2 years. And that obviously Boz didn't pitch for a whole year because he got hurt. But Cabrera was bouncing up between AAA last year and had like a 6 ERA for most of the year. So that's where, and when I say last year, I mean 24, not 25.
Yeah. Because I think
last
25.
year it wasn't until he started throwing new pitches, and I think that's always finicky. Like that comes and goes.
Yeah, I believe he started in. I haven't dove super deep into it, but it started to be more of the sinker than the four-seam fastball. It allowed him to start hitting the strike zone more. I think if you
control with him forever.
Exactly. And that allowed him to keep the ball in the zone. He went from a 4.7 walk per 9 to a 3.1. I think for Cabrera, if you put up his line, and a lot of people would say, well, the ERA, him and Bello, they're 3.5, they're right in there. Then you go and look at the FIP, it's like a 3.8. And I think that's where you would see some of the difference, where it's a guy who's missing those bats. And we're still talking the same premium of stuff. And you can talk body, whatever. Like Cabrera has, medical issues, medical history that teams are wary of. So there has to be somewhat of a evening of the conversation there with
that's what I'm
his
saying.
situation.
If like even try to be objective, obviously a big Bello guy, constantly trying to trade him, but big Bello guy, he's been a consistently better pitcher than those two over the last couple of years. They're all young, and I understand if I were to rank them, Boz has the highest upside, but not everyone always hits their upside. If I need a consistent pitcher, what would his AAV be if he got traded? It's like 12 or something.
I'm looking at it right now.
I thought it was like 11 and change, so along that.
40. We'll take the player option out of it for now.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
35, 43, 49 over 4.
So 12.
Yeah.
12.4, 12.3.
Yeah.
He would get more than that if he were a free agent. That's right. And it's controllable longer than Cabrera and Baz. That's where it's like, I think he does have that value.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I
teams don't
see-
want to sign Fromber. Obviously, teams don't want to sign Ranger Suarez. Like, I don't, that is a valuable contract right now. You could get a lot for it. And using that a lot, maybe then you can get Ketel Marte without having to move a fucking Meyer.
Didn't I see someone on Twitter the other day that like had a reputable name, like say that Bello has no trade value?
TJ Stats, I believe.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What sense does that even make? None? Like, Jordan Hicks has no trade value.
Yeah. He
He
just
makes your
spelled
team
Jordan
work.
Hicks wrong.
Yeah. He goes, Brian Bello has little trade value. He will not be the headliner in any major trade they make this winter.
I think that that's like half right, half wrong. Like
That's a
I don't
difference.
expect Bello to be a headliner in a trade, but
Right.
like to say he has no value in a trade is fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
He goes, yes, he has years of control, but his contract has little to do with that. The Red Sox ate up his ARB years and 2 years of free agency in the hopes that he would produce more than a back-end starter. No team is going to part with something substantial for a starting pitcher with a sub 20% K percentage.
I don't think that's true either.
I think it's
No.
somewhere in the middle.
I mean, outs are outs, brother.
Yeah, I don't think
I
every
do-
team views pitching the same. I think we know that based on how we've watched our own pitching develop.
In that same way, though, I do think the Red Sox, Bello isn't exactly their type. And I think that's why we have these conversations
Right.
about why a trade could make sense.
He's not 6'6".
No. Well, it's that he just doesn't miss bats. But to me, I would sit there and say he should miss bats. Like if you could get the changeup to work fucking properly, he should be able to at least get back to where he was in 24. I don't see why we can't get back to that point, bare minimum.
If Craig Breslow were the executive of the Boston Red Sox in 2013, he would have nutted over Pat Light. He would have been like, this guy's tall. This guy throws really hard.
What was his
Like-
extension, T?
The extension had to be nuts.
Oh, my
we do
God.
have news.
Huh?
The Red Sox are officially the last team to have not signed a free agent.
Oh, yeah.
that
So
sucked.
I saw
Michael Lorenzen just signed with the Rockies.
I saw Marty Mush tweeted Michael Lorenzen to the A's.
Bucket.
Source me when it happens, and then 2 hours later he signed with the Rockies.
That's the one you want to get to. That's the one you
Yeah.
want to drill and be known to get right.
Yeah, that Lorenzen.
These
signing.
Yankees guys got some sources, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Still love him.
I got real excited there, T. That
I'm
sucks.
sorry.
No,
I mean,
it's-
I would have seen it. I
Yeah,
got
I
the
would've built
You
it
didn't
notice.
up.
last time.
True.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't.
T gets excited over minimal news, and he didn't seem that
True.
excited,
That's
so
true.
I wasn't like,
Yeah.
this is going to be big.
Yeah, and
I
before
at least
people
thought we
freak
got
out,
something, like
No.
a thing, like a minor leaguer even that we could
Yeah.
make fun of them for.
The Coke bottles, something, anything.
and I will acknowledge, yes, the Red Sox have added the most money of any team through trade at $56.4 million. Baltimore is number 2 at $25.8 in terms of trade. Overall, this offseason, Jeff Passan put it out, I think, on Christmas or the day after, but the Red Sox have added the 10th most money of any team this offseason. I do want to just say
10th?
that out loud. 10th, yes.
That's not high enough.
Agreed. Well, the problem is when you look at 1 and 2, who is the Blue Jays in Baltimore. That's where you sit and you're like, oh, fuck. Okay.
So that's total money this out. So, like, what would $170 million do to that? Sure, they'd be
That
top
would-
5 at that point.
Yeah. If you did that right now, yeah, I think you'd be 2.
Okay.
2?
2.
You eating some nuts? What do you got there?
To be fair, the Blue Jays are at 277. That's
Guys, just
before they
watching the
signed
show. You got problems.
I
Okamoto.
know, it looks like you're just watching the 10 right now. This
he
guy's
has
the
to
point
cook it.
guard of the 10. He's just like, oh, that's sick. No way. You got any more tea? That was awesome.
That was a good
I love
point.
this
That was a good
That's all
point.
I got. That's all I got.
And goalie.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Does this guy got anything?
What do you got? Never seen you eat during the show. That's hilarious.
No, I was really hungry.
I feel like I've been trying to prep people for the Marcelo Meyer at third, Cedon Rafaela at second opening day, and people just ignoring
It could happen.
Like that's not what
I
Craig
wouldn't be
would
stunned.
prefer.
I'm not there yet.
I'm not there yet either. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's if we were to handicap it, what, like a 38% chance?
Basically, it's
25.
if there's a table, it's on it.
Mm-hmm.
This
It's on that
discussion
table.
has happened with the people that make those decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're like, they're already here too. Like we don't have to do the
Yeah.
outfield trade.
We don't have to
that
do
we
the
don't wanna do.
paperwork.
We don't got to
You
pay
just
him that
literally
much.
Yeah,
Put
it's
that
so
on the
much
lineup
cheaper.
card, and then they have to go there. Like, it's really easy to do.
I just don't know how they could possibly try to make the argument that they were better than they were a year ago, if that's the case.
I don't think that they'll try to tell
They
us that.
wouldn't.
They would be
They'd-
really
they'd talk
smart
about
to
the
not
rotation.
show up at spring training and say that.
They were talking
I
about the
feel like we got a
rotation
better
for
team than
sure.
we have last year. No, you fucking don't. No, you don't. You don't. Like, it's a good team. It's a fine team.
I think it's my issue. It is a fine team that
It's a
they
fine
could
team.
make a really good team, and they just don't want it. They don't want it as badly as we do.
But what do you think? What do you mean by that?
And the problem is they talked like they wanted it that bad at the
Correct.
beginning of the
They always
offseason.
do.
Well,
And that's
hold on a
why you're
second.
going to get
Hold on a
that.
second.
Hold
Because
on.
if they've made an aggressive offer to Alex Bregman, then like, what do you want them to do? Unless the Bregman camp says like that's not going to get it done, which we don't know that that's happened. They might just be like, all right, thanks. We'll take that into consideration.
Yeah, no, and that's why I think so much is hanging on Bregman and or Bichette. Like, which one you end up signing here? Like,
I think
if
it's
you
and.
yeah,
That's my
it
contention. It should be and.
should be. It isn't.
I also would like to think that Bregman will give the Red Sox a chance to match in the end.
If somebody
unless
gets crazy.
they say this is our final offer, and then he gets a bigger offer elsewhere.
Sure.
And that
Which
might
there's a good
be
chance he's
the-
already said that. There's a good chance the Sox have already said that this is the best we're going to do.
Agreed. I think
That's
that's
what the
why Kennedy
McCaffrey
said
article
that.
felt like.
Yeah.
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 It was like, hey, our offer's on the table.
Hey.
Like, what do you want? Do you want it or do you not? We're going to leave it out there.
Sounds like he doesn't. If it's been a week.
What do you got?
Yeah, I don't know. I need a little more time to think that they're like, nah, that's not going to do it. I wouldn't be stunned if by next week he's signed close to whatever that deal is.
Sure, but I mean, it's definitely not like for a guy that signed in mid-February last year. It's definitely not final offer time in the first week of January.
Which is what I hate. I hate that they view it as let's run this thing to spring training, which I don't think. And I was saying this last year. I don't think that's what Breggy wants to do at all.
Yeah,
Like,
at
there's
the
a,
end of
there's
the
a
day,
good chance
it's
that
his
he's going to tell
decision.
Boris, like, can we come on, man? Just let's sign this. What are we doing?
I'm tired of people acting like Boris clients are hostages that have to do everything he
Yeah.
said. He works for them. If
It's
he
the-
wanted to sign a deal, he could sign a deal. Like Boris
They do
cannot stop
some of the
him.
conversation. They make it seem like Boris decides where he goes. Like, what are we doing here? Like, Breggy tells him what they are signing. Like, that's
Right.
how it goes. So I don't think this gets into February, and I really hope it doesn't. Like, I would hope this is within the next week at this point.
Yeah.
But even saying that sounds stupid because this has been the slowest offseason of all time, especially for
It
Alex.
started hot. I thought I was wrong. I thought baseball had learned their lesson, and they just didn't.
Yeah, what was it? Tim Dirks? I don't know how to
MLB
pronounce.
trade rumors.
Yeah,
Timmy D.
yeah. I mean, I've been reading them forever. Like, it's probably like the first time I can remember reading them is like 09 or 10. And Tim, I feel like, has been there forever, but I don't know how to pronounce it. I tweeted, like, is this like the slowest offseason of all time? And he responded and he was like, well, he's like 30 of our top 50 free agents have already signed. And it's like, yeah, but those 20 are the
The top
reason
20.
why it feels so slow.
I will say I keep each offseason, I'll just kind of group everybody's like top 50, whether it's like MLB.com, everybody, anyone that we would deem like relevant in this space. The top 20 guys just haven't been deleted much. Like it's the bottom dudes I keep chipping off, and now we're down to like 18, and most of those dudes were in the top 25 to 30 to start. So
I also
We got
feel like
Cease.
since
immediately, and then we got Alonso and Schwarber back-to-back days, and it was like, oh man, they're flying
Which made
off
it
the
seem
shelves.
that made it seem crazier, right? The fact that those were so close, I'm like, everyone's gonna go in the next 5 days, and then it's just that was it.
Because the Marte rumors were cooking at that point. Like it seemed like, oh man, baseball's back in a big way. And then they were like, what if everyone went home for a month? How does that say? Everyone?
So it does feel like, and I don't know if it's because of the Red Sox thing where we've had like tunnel vision essentially on Bregman Bichette for so long, but like Framber Valdez and Ranger Suarez being out there, like sometimes I see their names pop up and I'm like, fuck, dude. Like these guys, like they barely have rumors. Like I have barely seen their names linked to teams this
guys that have
offseason.
mattered in some of the most important games this decade have not had like a sniff.
Like,
and not even fake rumors about him.
Zach
not even
Gallen,
we're doing this.
The fake Zach Gallen report. There hasn't been a rumor about Zach Gallen in over a month.
No. And so I didn't put it out there. I don't think I mentioned it on the podcast or anything like that. But when the D-backs rumors first came out, I was made to believe that it was like going to be 48 hours max before he signed.
Right.
And that was what? Fucking early December?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a month ago.
Right after the winter meetings?
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Probably like a week after.
Not even. I think it was less than a week after the winter meetings had concluded.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe you're right.
It was like, like the D-backs are the team, the mystery team, and like this thing could get wrapped up like within the next couple of days, and it's been about a month.
I am surprised, like Steve said. I'm surprised Bregman hasn't gotten to the point where he's like, dude, we did this whole thing a year ago. Like, can we just find the deal? Whatever the best deal is here. You know what I want. Let's just get it done so we don't have to go into another spring training of this bullshit.
What if his market this year is just better? And it's like, well, I'm fine with waiting it out, knowing that I'm going to be somewhere and it's going to be the length that we were looking for last time. Like, I know I'm getting 5 or 6 from somebody. So like, I'm cool to wait.
Well, I wouldn't be stunned if his version of this year of waiting it out is another 2 weeks, like from now.
Yeah.
Like his version of waiting it out could be like, dude, by January 20th, we need to know what we're doing. I don't want to go into February and not have a home again, especially for the family, too. It's like I always factor that in. It never really seems to play as big a role as it should, because then a lot of these big, names still stick around here until pitchers and catchers. Yeah, seriously. But you would think that it would be more of like, we want to figure out, what our situation is as a family and if we're staying here or not. But I don't know. It should be done relatively soon, but I say that without a lot of confidence.
Remember when the Dodgers tried to trade for Eddie and he was like, fuck no.
My wife hates
that
it.
team. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Remember when he slammed his glove down after giving up that homer? That was sneaky hilarious.
I was right there with him. I was pissed. I was so mad he did that.
The Cora reaction in 21 still is like, I can picture it in my head. Like the minute Eddie tapped his wrist,
he
and Cora's
hated
like,
it.
No,
He hated it.
It was
tried to
like
stop it. He's like,
no, it was
take
like
it back.
That's So Raven. Like it happened. Like Cora saw the entire moment with Jason Castro at the plate and Nate Eovaldi. He was like, Laz Diaz is going to fuck us. And it all comes back to this moment right here. I can
agree.
see it.
I agree with Cora. That's a raving moment. He did, and Eddie Aces did lose that series for them.
There hasn't been like a tell-all yet, but I feel like there's a story there that hasn't been told yet, that if we did hear about it, we'd be like, oh, fuck.
They beat the shit out of him for that.
Yeah, like I want to say that there were rumors that like after the game that there was like a internal thing.
I bet.
Because of that. Like the series obviously hadn't even ended and there was already like a you fucking piece.
Yeah. We obviously lost, and it's because of what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to the offseason, the Red Sox had no interest in bringing him back. Like he signed with the Tigers like the fucking second week of free agency. Like he was quick.
Yeah. And then after that, he became a free agent again, right? Because he signed with the D-backs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when he was a free agent that second time, I remember like poking around being like, any interest in a reunion? Nope. All right.
Now you might do the watch thing again. We can't have that. We just can't have it.
Nope.
The only other player I try to think in my head that Cora had that kind of relationship with, it felt like, was Verdugo.
Yep.
Where like he'd piss on him
fucking hated
publicly.
him.
He'd piss on him publicly. It felt like he would do it to try and get the best version, and it was like 50-50. Like sometimes Verdugo responded, he'd show up to camp. And then other times Verdugo was like, yeah, I showed up late today. And Cora's like, this is the worst day managing the Boston Red Sox I've ever had in my
I will
life.
just, obviously as a Doogie guy, that was just a tough day. Like people were tweeting me as if like I showed up late to work. I'm like, I know, I like this guy, whatever. Like Cora decided to destroy him. I'll always think that there was more, talk about behind the scenes stuff, Jared. I'll always think there was something that happened with Verdugo and Cora that we just don't know about. And by something, I mean like 10 things that we don't know about where they clashed heads and it just never got out. And he was like, you know what? I'm fucking sick of this. Like he showed up late today. This guy blows. I'm going to tell you all it's the worst day since I've been here. And that's that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like now that we're talking about this stuff, with Verdugo and Eddie, there's definitely stories that I'm aware of that I could not my story to tell. But yeah, with Verdugo, it even without knowing anything behind the scenes, it always felt like, man, he fucking hates this guy.
Like a lot. They would ask him about like the rotation. He's like, did I tell you that Alex Verdugo sucks?
That was all the same game with
I can't
Verdugo.
remember if I said it already.
Yeah. And you guys got your little
Write this
pens
down.
and your pads out at Catillo. Yeah, write this down word for word. Verdugo blows. Manager of Red Sox. Alex
99.
Cora. Yeah, the nines. Right field. The guy with the beard. Yeah, he blows.
Dude, we were talking about it on BID last week. Yeah. About like how Marcus Stroman got like released from the Yankees and had plenty of time to catch on with another team, and like nobody touched him, and like there's no rumors, like he just haven't heard his name again. Like Verdugo, same kind of deal. Like it's no one's even thinking. Like,
over.
He went from 5-year extension with the Red Sox, like potentially making an all-star team and getting a 5-year extension with the Red Sox, to like out of the league like that.
It happened very fast. Obviously, I'm going to defend my boy Doogie, but he mattered a lot to the Red Sox, and then was gone, and everyone wanted him dead within a matter of months. Like it happened.
I can't
very
believe
quickly,
dude. They traded him to the Yankees. Like
to the
that's
Yankees.
the most.
They're like, please.
That's the most insulting thing you can do to a person.
And comfortably won the trade, too, by the way.
It's a good deal. Greg Weisser,
Comfortably
shout him
won the
out.
trade.
Richard Fitz, Nicholas
Big time.
Judas.
Yeah, like, my God, if I played for the Red Sox and they traded me to the Yankees, I'd be like, so you want me dead, basically.
Yeah. Like, I'm actually just going to retire. Let's just screw it. Like, if I suck that bad, let me stop
playing. It's the most
playing.
insulting thing that you can do to another person.
Do we think that insult's still on the table this offseason? Not us trading to them, but trading with them again, because Craig will show you if Craig, from all reports, is hard for some people to deal with. So when he finds someone he can complete a deal with, he just keeps going back to those wells over and over again. He's done Pittsburgh multiple times, the Cardinals multiple times. Like he will keep dealing with the same person over and over again.
A Heim deal?
No, it was fired.
No.
Heim
was a Craig
was
deal.
on the field talking to Doogie at the end of the year, like, I'm going to fucking trade the fuck out of you. Both of us are gone, but I want you to know I will trade you. Like, I won't be able to, but I would have. I want you to know that.
Yeah.
No, it was one of, I think it was Craig's. Was it his first move, T?
I'm pretty sure that was his first trade. It was either, I think it was that, and then Tyler O'Neill was like a week or two later or something like that.
Yeah, and he did the, I think Luis Urias was technically his first trade, because I know Sox Prospects just broke this down.
Oh, the Isaiah
Traded
Campbell.
him to Seattle for, what's his name? The guy who sucked with the mustache.
Isaiah Campbell.
Isaiah Campbell.
Yeah. Atrocious.
But if we can't, if they're not going to sign Bichette, and it doesn't seem like that's even on the table, and if Bregman does go elsewhere, they still need a second baseman / third baseman. And there's only one guy outside of Ketel Marte who I've even seen on the block, and that's Jazz Chisholm. He's only signed for one more year. Is that not the most Craig Breslow type of guy to look at?
I can't imagine a worse fit in this market.
Yeah.
Oh, I disagree with that.
Oh, this place would burn.
No,
He would
He
never
would be
survive
so
this
mad
market.
immediately. He would be mad, and I would laugh very
He
hard.
would hate that.
I like Jazz. I don't like him as a fit for this club.
He's a 40-40 guy.
Yeah, I mean, I like when you think outside the box, Coley. It gets,
I'm not
it
thinking
gets my
outside the
brain
box. I
going.
look at the reports of who's available, and he's one. There's not a lot of. What are the other second base / third basemen available? They don't exist.
Luis Ariz, come on down.
He doesn't even play either of those positions.
He can play second.
He cannot.
He's awful.
I know he's
He's a first
I know.
baseman.
I'm just saying with what they've had at that position, it's not like he'd be a
It would
mega
be
downgrade.
like we might as well put Yoshida at second. It would largely be the
honestly,
same.
I
I
do
kind
that
of
first.
want them to. Yeah.
Yeah. Yoshida second, Duran DH, problem solved.
I know Yoshida would go out there and he'd be good with the media. He'd at
He'd
least
give it his
after the
all.
game. Well,
He'd
to
give
be
it his
fair,
all.
the one time he did mouth off to the media, like they banished. Catillo tweeted that out, and I think they tried to kill him before he left Fenway Park. Like he
Melt
tweeted
off?
that.
When did Yoshida do
This
that?
guy's interpreter is broken or something. We gotta get him a new one.
He was gone. They made sure he never came back.
Wait, what?
What are you talking about?
Yoshida complained. Like, if you go back to that entire like week situation in 2024, where he didn't play that entire week, they wouldn't play him in the field. Catillo tweeted out that Yoshida had communicated through his translator that he was unhappy, that like something wasn't up. He wasn't happy with the team. He didn't understand why they were treating him this way. And then we never heard anything about it ever. There was no follow up, no comments. The next time Yoshida came, he was like, I'll do whatever they want. He's like, I'll show up here, and if they never play me, I'm cool with it. It was crazy. It was
Just light
insane.
up the translator. You shut the fuck up.
They literally got rid of him. We
I know,
talked
no,
about
I
it at
know.
length.
I forgot about that part of it. I thought they just got rid of him because they thought he sucked at translating. I forgot
Well,
it was
all
that
right.
he wasn't pumped.
To be fair, I think they fired his translator after 23, right?
No, I think it was 24.
Was it after 24?
I'm pretty sure it was after
Did he
24.
make it 2 years?
I think so.
I don't have any recollection of him saying
I
like, yeah,
remember being
Yoshida
like,
doesn't
I
want
don't
to be
think
here. And the
this
next
guy's
week he's
giving-
gone.
Yeah.
I remember being like, I don't think this guy's giving it his all when it
Nope.
comes to translating.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Where I'm like, there's just you skipped like half of that. There's no
Yeah.
way. He's like, I don't know, man. Like he likes baseball. He's into
That
I just
Yeah.
remember one time
Beautiful.
watching him. He was
likes taking
coming up with
pictures.
it.
Yeah, he was making. There was a lot of like, what do I want to say here? Like,
Yeah, it's like he wasn't even listening to what Yoshida was
Yeah.
saying. He's like, all right, let me mix it up.
Have
Have I used this yet?
Boston's great.
Yeah.
Hit the ball, run the bases.
Good
all
city
that.
baseball. Woo.
Yeah.
It's sneaky
Yeah.
a perfect crime. These people don't speak Japanese. You don't speak English.
Here we go.
It's just me.
Yeah.
Here, I found the tweet. Interesting media scrum with Yoshida in the clubhouse. He was very careful in choosing his words through a translator. There's some clear frustration about his diminished role. Cora talks soon. There was never a follow-up of any kind on the subject at all. It was just like, it died right then, right? Not a word about it. And that's when everyone was like, the Red Sox hate Yoshida. And as we know, certain people in that clubhouse did not like those narratives being pushed or discussed.
Oh, the players love him. The organization clearly wishes he was dead.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever seen more of a disconnect, maybe not disconnect, what's the word I'm looking for? More of a divide between the player's interest in the player and the team's interest in a player. Like the team wishes he didn't exist, like that that they didn't have to say his name ever again. The player puts him all over the shirts. All the players they love the dumbbell stuff. I mean, he was the home run celebration. I know that was his first year, right? But they love Masataka Yoshida. He gets a new shirt. He probably leads the team in shirts.
That Pokemon Go shirt goes crazy, bro. Whenever he breaks that one out, I'm like, all right, we're doing something here.
Is he going into year 4?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
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 I can't believe it.
What a 4 years it's been.
He's going to have a full college career.
Another
with the Red Sox.
36 million to go.
It's nuts.
He's going into year 4 with the Red Sox.
Career 282 hitter.
That's the worst part. Is he's fine.
What's the OPS plus T?
He can
He's
hit.
fine.
He's a hitter.
109.
OPS plus T, 109.
109.
Yeah.
All right, this guy, that's a good DH.
He's
Here we
an
go.
above
fine.
average league bat.
Mhm.
They want him dead.
For 3 years. Not a super small
3
sample
years in the
size.
big leagues.
They essentially broke him last year, sent him away for 4 months so that he did it like he was completely out of rhythm.
He had him
Came
playing
back.
football.
No, came back and Cora crowned him and Rob Refsnyder as the greatest thing baseball had ever seen. That this was going to be the DH platoon of the century. Rafael Devers, fuck him. Yoshida Refsnyder, come at us. Oh, God. What a world, man.
Yeah,
I would even, if they took Yoshida and said, we'll platoon him and Romy, you got to do something with Meyer too, but I do think they will look at Romy as the bat replacement.
Of who?
Ref. I
Okay,
think
all right,
Ian
all
will
right,
play
all
the
right,
outfield,
all right.
but
I thought you were
Romy,
saying
like,
Yoshida.
if
Yeah,
you're
I thought
looking
you said
for...
Devers. I was like,
Oh, no.
Whose bat is he replacing? Yeah,
But
he can replace Ref Snyder.
Yeah.
2026 about to be the year of Massa.
I hope.
The last baseball we saw of him, he was the only asshole hitting in the entire team.
It's true.
That is very true. He was the best hitter in the playoffs with a
By,
2-game sample.
like so much.
Dude,
They
he
don't
was
win
great in
that one game
September.
without him.
Yeah. You tried too early to say he was doing great, and then he actually did do great.
Yeah, that he
I
actually...
know.
From that
I was
point
like,
on.
That was the
This
thing. You were
2-week
making the
sample
argument
size.
with like the worst sample. Like he was, he wasn't playing well, and you're like, he's good. It's like, he's just not. I don't know what to tell you. But then he did get good. That's what shows you. I mean, those first impressions are huge.
Mm.
And even when he started, like he wasn't that. Like the first overall Yoshida impressions we had weren't bad.
My entire argument was just that Yoshida is better than what he was. Like, I was like, we've seen him hit for 2 years. He is not this bad.
Which is
That was
which
the
is
entire
fair.
point.
Yeah, he hit 333 in September. 837 OPS.
Dude, he walked 3% of the time. What the fuck?
He's putting bat on ball, T.
Just-
He's not
Yeah,
a
doesn't
batter.
matter.
way too many hits to walk. He's like, I'm not
18
worried about
points
that.
between his average and his OBP.
I'm going to
Busy
earn
hitting
these
the ball in the
bases.
screws, T.
Yeah, designated hitter, not designated walker.
Dude, he
Right.
hit 571 in the wild card series.
Yeah.
It is funny to think about how many people would have to die on the Red Sox for Yoshida to ever play the outfield this year. Like, they
Oh.
actually, if they
The
keep
whole
Duran,
outfield would have to die. Yeah.
you'd have to kill 4 outfielders and Nate Ian before you got to Masataka
Minimum.
Yoshida.
And
You have to kill
Campbell.
Romy. Romy can play out there. Get rid of him.
Yeah, they'd
Yeah.
probably just take him out to take him out.
Campbell and Romy would be ahead of him. Trace
Yep.
Thompson.
I mean,
all
who says
sorts of
Wilson
guys.
Contreras can't play out there? Like, out of Yoshida? Sure. Fuck it. Man.
Yeah. Well, this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
The new year doesn't require a new you, maybe just a less burdened you. Therapy can help even more. Easily identify what weighs you down or holds you back by offering an unbiased perspective to better understand your relationships, motivations, and emotions. Yeah. BetterHelp has quality therapists that work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the United States of America. BetterHelp actually does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences, and their 12 plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means that they typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, you can switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored recommendations. They also have 30,000 therapists. BetterHelp is one of the world's largest online therapy platforms, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. BetterHelp makes it easy to get matched online with a qualified therapist. Sign up right now and you can get 10% off at betterhelp.com/rocket. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/rocket. Yeah, so there's that.
Camp story.
That's a good closing thought.
Yeah. What else is there to say about it? I mean, yeah, he does it every year. It's cool. But like, what do you got on it?
I'm happy that Marcelo's there. I actually do think that's a pretty significant thing. The fact that he hasn't been healthy to make it the last few years, I feel like if someone was going to benefit from being in that kind of environment, it's probably him. Because we heard a lot about how Roman was like asking a lot of them just like these big ass like veteran questions, like getting that feel. I think Marcelo being around that kind of environment hopefully sets the tone because he needs to come into camp and I think make a bit of a statement. Just
again,
go ahead.
You said make a bit of a statement.
You mean like last year?
Yeah.
Yes. I think it would go a long way towards kind of just making everyone feel a little bit better about this team and making people believe that he can be healthy. Make it through camp healthy, look good, show some of that added muscle, give people confidence.
I just like seeing the fellas. I feel like it's been, we get in that off-season mode and rumor mode and just talking about all these hypotheticals that it's like, right, these guys are on the actual team and are here and are ready to roll. It's nice to kind of remember what a good chunk of the roster looks like. And even from a content standpoint, I feel like it's just been there's been nothing to really grab onto the last couple of weeks. So it's like, okay, these guys, some of those photos were actually pretty funny. I know I did a tweet about the Roman one where he just kind of looks like a mob boss, but it's nice to see the fellas back. I know that's like your Christmas tea, the camp story. So I was happy for you, but it's just nice to have something. Now that the golfing with Narvaez was cool. Like just anything to remind us of like the personalities on the team, the people on the team, and the core of what's going to actually make up the Red Sox outside of some additions they still need to make.
I feel like we didn't get as much this year.
Wasn't there like a question during the Narvaez video where they were like, so how do you feel about the captain nickname? And he was like, he answered it.
He always answers it, and as he should. He answers it seriously. I know he kind of started as that being a little bit of a joke, but he's really earned that. He's earned the right to answer that seriously. Like, that's how important Carlos Narvaez is to this team. And he's just really good at answering questions. He does. Yeah, that was a great clue. I know you had tweeted that out to you. That was a really good soundbite there. He's really good at giving. I mean, he is like the quote card guy, man. I've already done so many Narvaez quote cards. He gives you a lot of stuff, a lot of options. And he never really just says anything like half-assed. Like, it's always with his full chest. Like, he's always like, let me tell you, bro, like this team, bro, we're going to do some stuff, bro. I'm like, let's he gets me pumped. Every time I see that there's a new clip with Narvaez, I'm watching that. I'm going to watch that whole thing. So he's great.
I love him dearly. Me and T are going to be at Fenway Fest. Yeah, me, T, Jake, and Emond are going to go. Steve, I think you said you were going to kiss your dad this weekend. Is that what you're doing?
We got to stop with the kiss the dad. This needs to stop. I hate it.
What are you guys doing?
You're not going to kiss him.
I'm working is what I'm doing. I'm doing my other underdog stuff. But the kiss, no more kiss the dad stuff.
I mean,
enough.
There's nothing wrong with
that.
What's wrong with kissing your dad?
And
you hate your dad.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Hate him so much. And he's the worst. No, AP's the GOAT. AP's the GOAT.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to work. But yeah, glad the fellas will be there. It seems like it's a pretty good lineup of stuff going on.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck.
Seems like a good time. No fucking clue.
Lineup looks good. Yeah, no fucking clue what we're gonna do. They haven't said shit.
Yeah, Jake, what are we gonna do? You think?
Probably just see if Yoshida's around.
Yeah, is he going?
I don't think so.
No,
isn't most of the roster there? He might be one of the few guys that's not there.
Is Duran going?
Nope.
All right, then what?
Then I mean, if Yoshida and Duran aren't there, like, why are we even doing this?
No,
Sonny Gray's going. I saw that.
Correct.
There we go. Okay.
Sonny Gray.
Roman, Marcelo.
Who?
Roman, Marcelo, Willier, Bello, Campbell, Casas, Chapman, Cutter.
Casas is going.
Oh, yeah. Early, Eaton, Romy, Triston.
That's like,
Gray,
I don't think I'm going anymore. Tristan's going to be there.
Kyle Harrison, Tanner, Zach Kelly.
Oh, cool.
They should
Giovanni
set up a
Moran.
booth where it's just Casas and Kyle, what's his name? Harrison. I almost call him Hamilton.
Yeah.
That should be a booth. You can go just ask them whatever you'd like.
Oviedo, Rafaela, Sandlin, Slayton, Sogard, Story, Tolley, Weiser, Whitlock, Wong.
It's not a bad list.
There's prospects coming too.
Such as?
Franklin Arias, Jake Bennett, Shane Drowan, Mikey Romero, Tyler Samanigo, Tyler Uberstein, and Ryan Watson, who is the Rule 5 tradeee this year.
I'm probably most excited to see Mikey Romero.
Got dinged on BA's list all the way down to 18.
All right, so I'm not excited.
Where
You wanna
was
say
he
I'm not excited?
before?
Let's see. Yeah, Sox Prospects has him 13 right now. I think BA had him right around 10 last time. Lou's going to be there.
There you go.
Rumor.
Who else?
Oh,
Wade
Will?
Boggs, Lenny DiNardo, Eck, Dwight Evans, Carlton
Damn.
Fisk, Johnny Gomes, Brock Holt, Pedro, Chim Rice, and Bob Stanley.
Chim Rice.
No Poppy?
No, not at the moment.
He's
He
like
was initially
outside.
on the
No,
list,
I'm not doing
though.
that. Outside, I don't do that. January. No.
And then the whole coaching
Pedro's
staff.
going to be there?
Yep.
I love Pedro.
Pedro's pretty
Agreed.
sick. Yeah.
Are we going to talk to Triston? Jared?
We can. I mean, he's just like, I don't know how to describe him. Like, he's not, he's AI.
Do you think
He's
if
like-
I
that's
talk to
actually
him-
the perfect description. He is AI.
Yeah,
Do you-
like I
Do you
could
think
go
we'd
up
connect?
to him and talk to him. Like, I don't know. Like, I could talk to him, and it's like, is this a bit or not? I can't tell.
I like that.
It is.
Yeah,
It
like there's
always
definitely been
is.
times that like I've talked to him, and it's like, all right, this is normal. And then there's been other times where I'm like, is this a bit? And if it is, what is this bit?
The
Like, I
funny
don't-
thing, the funny
I
thing
don't
with,
get the
with
bit.
Casas bits is that he's just doing it for himself. Normally,
Yeah.
like bits we do on like this
There's
show,
no
or-
cameras around.
It's like, dude, this is only to entertain you. Like with
But
somebody
like
else.
that's a great way to live life, I guess. Like
Correct.
you're just
I guess, but if it's all
you're
the
just
time, it's
you're
like,
keeping yourself entertained. When you're a baseball player and you play baseball every single day, very monotonous, very routine, you've got to do something to break up the monotony. And lo and behold, here's Triston Casas playing like Andy Kaufman. It's like this is a bit, but he doesn't break kayfabe.
no,
Well,
never
he did
has.
on the Netflix show. He told us exactly.
That's
this.
true. He did break kayfabe.
Yeah, that's the
on
one thing
Netflix.
I wish he didn't do, because everything else is like true to what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
But then he was like, I just like annoying people. I'm like, would have saved that one.
But honestly, good to hear. You know, like that's why you're doing it. You're,
Yeah, it's
like,
always
you're
a
at
guess.
least self-aware. You know.
For the
Yeah.
most part,
He-
yeah.
He right now is like their most realistic, largest savior when it comes to
Yes.
someone who could hit 30 plus home runs for them.
Yes. Like
It's him and Campbell, and I feel more confident today that it will be Casas this year.
way too many people are sleeping on the fact that Casas could come up at some point to DH and be a middle of the order bat for this team. Like, dude was hitting third for the Red Sox at the start of last year, and we're just discounting the fact that he could get right down in AAA and by mid-May come up and be a dude that can, I mean, obviously, I don't think that you're going to hit 35, 40 if you missed the first month and a half of the season.
But that
But
pace,
like you could extrapolate it over 162 and like see the vision that this is a 40 home run bat. Yeah.
please God, don't let him do that for next off season. Either do it or don't, man. I can't have this guy being like, well, if he had played a full season, it would have been 46 home runs.
Yeah. But in that case, like I would be that guy. Like if
No,
you
for sure.
because
I'm letting you guys do all this. Not a word from Tyler Milliken. There's no
I brought
Casas
it up.
Glazer.
Yeah,
If I read the
brought it up.
transcript and it was like, wait, this is from Jared? What the hell's going on right now?
Yeah, so like I think that what Tyler would do is if Casas came up on September 9th and hit like 8 home runs in 26 games, he would extrapolate that over 162 and be like an insufferable fucking douchebag.
Basically Barry Bonds, yeah.
Yeah, like, but if he came up in mid-May and
Sure.
you could extrapolate that over a full season to like a 38 homer season, like I'll beat that drum, no doubt.
That sounds like 23.
Yeah,
Right,
so I'm looking at 26. Like, I'm not in the past anymore on Casas, but I am optimistic looking forward. Yeah, like
I saw your IG post. You put one out, right?
Yeah. I said I still believe in Triston Casas, and then people accused me of being hacked by Tyler Milliken, but like I do still believe in Triston Casas. Like I think if I don't have to watch him play first base and he's just out there doing what he does offensively, yeah, like that's a dude that can help the Red Sox in a big way. I do believe that, yes.
It's again part of the Massa problem.
Correct.
Well,
yeah.
I think that's a pro Massa thing, because in the world where Duran gets sent somewhere, if Duran has to be rotated in the DH spot, you have to take that out because you're going to need him to funnel through unless you're going to move him at the deadline. If you were to find a way to make these outfielders fit and Massa's at DH, okay, yeah, there's a lane where we know what Massa's ceiling is. It's something of a 110 OPS plus to 120. When Casas is, anything resembling 23 or the guy you guys are describing right now, that's just a ceiling.
Do this. It's why we can't do this.
But that's a ceiling that we don't believe Yoshida can get to, right? We think Casas' ceiling with power is just something Yoshida's not capable of.
And his OBP like ceiling.
Yeah.
Like when I look at Casas, I don't just see like 3 true outcome kind of bat. Like I think he can be a doubles guy. I think he can be a homers guy. I think he can be an on base guy. Yeah, like when I look at Massa, it's like great bat to ball skill, doesn't strike out a lot. That's great, but like I don't see the power there. And I think his OBP the second year was pretty good, but like he's never going to be like a 360 on base guy. He's not going to be a 380 on base guy. Like I think Casas can be that. Like I think he can be like a 365 on base guy and slug high 400s, low 500, something like that. Like I think he can be that guy.
His comp coming up was Votto. Like you were hoping to get a Votto type player.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't materialized over 140 consecutive games in a single year yet. That's
maybe I think the combination of like, obviously you still have the Yoshida situation. Like T said, you still have the outfield logjam, but if Casas didn't have to worry about playing defense and only had to worry about hitting, and also was in a position where I'm sure his agent is like, all right, man, like not emergency make or break year, but like we're getting there to where like it's kind of like shit or get off the pot at the big league. Maybe not at the big league level, but like if you want to be in this organization, you want to do it here, then like this is kind of like a make or break Red Sox season. Maybe not a career season, but like Red Sox wise, yeah.
I think both.
I don't think career. I think he could easily go somewhere else and end up having a more than fine big league career, but I don't think the Red Sox are going to give him much more of an opportunity after this year if he fucks this one up.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't think like some huge paydays lurking elsewhere. I think he'd have to cobble together like a series of
sure.
Like you'd have to prove it multiple times over.
I made the comp of Brent Rooker, like first round dude, Team USA standout, didn't work out at all in Minnesota. Ended up in Oakland, rebuilt his entire stock, and then signed an extension, at the halfway point of his big league shelf life. Like I could see that for Casas for sure.
Sure.
But I want it to be here. I want him to rebuild his stock here and have the appreciation from a financial standpoint be shown by the Red Sox. I don't want, him to be like, man, I really fucking dropped the ball in those first 5-6 seasons of my career, and then I had to figure it out somewhere else and find out who am I as a big league hitter somewhere else, and then have another organization benefit from that. So
I do want to see him with the ABS as well. I hope he is able to get back to where he was. Maybe not at the beginning of last year. I don't know exactly how you describe it, but it was clear right before he got hurt that he had tried to make some changes that were not the right changes for him.
I doubt he's going to be a guy that's greenlit to use.
That's what I was going to say. He's going to use all of them up.
Yeah.
He'll
I
be like,
think he's the
"Triston, we're
kind of
gonna kill
guy. He would be top 2 or 3 on the team. I trust. Roman would be 1. After him, I'd probably say Casas has the best eye. Bregman
I'm
probably
saving
2.
them all for Roman.
Yeah,
I'm saving them all for Narvaez.
he did get screwed.
I don't want my batters really to ever use it. I don't think. I want to see how it plays out, but I want my catcher to use it more than anyone.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see trends develop with organizations.
Of course.
Like, this
Very
is how we
interested
do
to see how that shakes
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
March, April, that'll be interesting.
I do keep coming back to Vinny P being like, absolutely no one knows what a strike is. Not the ump, not the hitter, not the catcher, not the pitcher. Everyone's wrong.
Yeah, I am kind of like, I'm happy about the Wilson Contreras trade, but I am a little sad that a Vinny P trade never came to fruition. He would have been perfect here. He would have been beloved here.
Big time.
Like, I think he would have, in terms of like,
You'd be like a 5th chair on this show every week.
Oh,
he
yeah,
would,
big time.
and he would gladly do that.
Mhm.
I
He'd
think
do
like
it
dating,
while in the Royals.
yeah, like dating back to the 04 championship run, like out of all the cast of characters that have come through this organization, like he could be on that Mount Rushmore of like personalities, like the Millars, like Millar Gomes, Vinny P. Like 18 didn't really have a character like that.
Well, kind of Brock, but yeah, the list wasn't long. It was
But
a very
he was
serious team, honestly, when you
They
look
were all
back on it.
just so
Yeah.
good. Like
Yeah,
they,
they're like, we're awesome. We don't need to be goofy. We're just great.
Yeah.
To me, there's a lot of similarities. He's like a less quirky but as charismatic Casas.
I was
He's
gonna
just
say
more
liked
one of the
Casas.
boys.
He's just liked. That's it.
Yeah, so like people gravitate to him a little bit more, while Casas is more like the troll. Vinny feels like more like one of the boys.
Him sounding exactly like Shane Gillis helps him tremendously too.
No doubt. Yeah, I love Vinny P.
It's great.
T, you got a final thought?
Yeah, just a couple things from Catillo on the left-handed relief market. Justin Wilson's gone full Rob Refsnyder, where he's essentially saying unless he gets a deal that he likes and it needs to be on a World Series contender, he's done. So it feels like he's kind of telling the Red Sox, if you want to make a real offer, cool. If not, I'm done. Or if another team wants to step up. And I still think Justin Wilson was underappreciated this past season. 3.35 ERA, 2.95 FIP, and 48 and a third innings. 91st percentile whiff percentage, 82nd percentile K percentage, 72nd percentile ground ball percentage, 83rd percentile hard hit percentage. If you're just looking for a dependable lefty that you can throw in the 7th inning, I don't think there's many guys that really check off that box. I don't think there's a lot of them in the game. Danny Coulomb still, the Red Sox are engaged with him. I think he is on that same tier as Justin Wilson. Tim Maiza, another name that the Red Sox are essentially targeting and talking about, has kind of really fallen off the last 2 years. Missed most of last year with the lat strain, but was really good from 21 to 23 with the Blue Jays. 2.67 ERA, 3.20 FIP. Entering his age 34 season, he's a big extension guy, 87th percentile, and 53.8% ground ball percentage and 5.8 barrel percentage last year. Small sample, but the kind of guy who I would, like I said, put a tier below Coulomb or Wilson. And then Ciano Perez was with the Orioles, miserable year last year, absolutely shit down his leg. Spent 21 2/3 in the big leagues, and it was bad. 8.31 ERA, 5.77 FIP, 8.7 K per nine, 7.5 walk per nine. Got kicked off the 40-man at the end of May. Went down for 22 innings in AAA, still was walking 7 per 9. So to me, just not a guy that I think is worthy of filling that Justin Wilson role, in my opinion. I'm not surprised they're interested because you go back to 2022 when he was one of the best relievers in baseball.
Good.
Oh, even 23 and 24, he wasn't miserable. It was a 4.04 ERA, 3.57 FIP. He just completely lost the strike zone this year. But to me, someone who Craig Breslow probably looks at and says, good stuff from the left side, man. Like, can we get you back on track? I would like a little bit more certainty, and that's why the first two names I think are the two guys I would still hone in on if I was Craig Breslow.
Steven, final thought?
Yeah, farewell to Stranger Things. Gonna miss that show a lot. What was your favorite part of the finale, Jared?
When 11 was like,
oh, so yeah, you're caught up on what's going on.
yeah.
That 11's
I watched
face
the
just
first
basically
season.
can't move.
I haven't watched an episode since then.
So you loved it. You
I
loved
don't like
everything about.
sci-fi.
Yeah, I could see that.
I like to watch shit that like is real, like WWE.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's why I love WWE, and I always have. But yeah, definitely gonna miss that show. I have 8 million thoughts about the finale, and I'm sure a lot of people do. But I think they landed the plane, and I think that's what matters the most. Saw it in theaters, was pleased with the result. Is 11 alive? I mean, I believe, Jared. I feel for Mikey. Feel for our guy, Mikey Eamon. He was at Providence tonight, place that hosted us, place that has been really good to us and was good to us that night. They should have beat UConn. They were up on UConn. I had that box score up, the Gamecast up, this entire show. They were crushing them, and then up 9 with 2.5 minutes to go, and they end up going to overtime and losing to number 4 UConn. I feel terrible for Mikey. And I'm now a Providence fan, so I'm kind of pissed that happened because UConn blows. Pitchers and catchers report to Fort Myers in 33 days. And lastly, as always, go to section10merch.com to get the greatest merch in the history of the universe. That's all.
Coley, final thoughts?
No.
I had a final thought.
Jared, final thought?
During our little podcast hiatus where we only put out a best of and didn't put out an episode, January 1st was the 20th anniversary of me starting my Red Sox blog.
Wow.
So that was a wild realization to be like, man, it's been 20 years of doing this. That's probably what pissed me off even more about like people being like, where the fuck's the episode, you fucking loser? I'm like, buddy, I've been doing this nonstop for 20 goddamn years without taking a break or any time for myself or whatever the fuck. Like, sorry that I'm in a fucking hot tub in New Hampshire. Like, my bad. But yeah, 20 years of blogs and podcasts and tweets and videos and social media posts, and never thought in a million years that I guess it would be what it is right now. There's not like an announcement that we can make at this moment, but like we're on the precipice of being able to make an announcement that's kind of like, oh shit, like, okay, all right. Like that's something different. That's something new. That's a step forward. That's like, all right, we can see the vision. I would say hopefully soon we can make that announcement. But yeah, I would like at the 20-year mark, pretty cool thing if it does end up happening. But yeah, like I get asked that question of like, you know, did you ever think it would be this or that? And no, because when I started, like, podcasts didn't exist. Like the things that we're doing now weren't things when I started doing this. So even, you know, like Dan Shaughnessy will hit me up and be like, hey, like this college kid emailed me asking for advice, and I just pass them on to you because you're the younger generation. So like you can like give better advice. And I'm like, even me now, like how I started is not a path that you can enter through anymore. Like that door,
MySpace page.
Yeah, like that door is closed, and you can't enter that way anymore. And even like, you know, I feel like sometimes I do listen to the noise, and though people be like, you guys are fucking old and out of time. I'm like, bro, I'm in my mid 30s. Like we're young as fuck. Like I like now watching like Bill Simmons is like 50. How old is he?
He's probably like mid 50s. Yeah.
I think he's 20 years older than me. Let me see.
Definitely.
Bill
56.
He's 56. Yeah.
Bill Simmons is exactly 20 years older than me. And he was one of the guys that his podcast got picked up by Netflix. So, like, you know, we all heard like the Pardon My Take, Spittin' Chicklets, like the Rosillo show. I didn't see like Bill Simmons' show is getting added to Netflix. So it's like, I still got 20 more years after this, and the goals, like I can't even set goals for myself because 20 years from now, it's like what is possible doesn't exist yet. So I think that we've kind of blazed our own trail here over the last 2 decades where, at least from like an individual team podcast perspective, like we set the bar. It doesn't matter what the sport is. Like for baseball, for any sport, I think for like a podcast that covers one individual team, we are kind of the industry standard, which is a very cool thing. And then obviously having the opportunity to branch out and do league-wide stuff with a former MLB pitcher and a researcher for the show that I grew up watching, making me love baseball even more, Baseball Tonight. It's just kind of, I'm just going to enjoy the ride. Like I asked you guys, like if you guys had goals for the year earlier in the show, but I'm just going to just see where it goes instead of trying to like work towards these individual goals. I just know that like the imposter syndrome has faded away over the last, call it decade, where I think when I first started out as a teenager, every year I would look back and be like, holy shit, best year of my life. Next year, holy shit, like look what this year brought and look what this year. And it was consecutively for years over years. You know, you get to the point where you're like, is this the top of the mountain now? Like every year you felt like that, to the point where 20 years in, I'm like, we're never going to reach the top of the mountain because the mountain keeps getting bigger. Like the goal becomes something that didn't exist before. So I think that's probably like going to be my big takeaway from my 20-year reflection, is to just enjoy the ride. Stop trying to like wonder what the destination is. Stop trying to think of like, how many years do I have left? 5, 10? I don't know. But if Bill Simmons is 20 years older than me and he's still, you know, reaching like something like that, where it's, you know, his show is a part of Netflix, who the fuck knows what's going to exist and what opportunities that we could hope to seize 20 years from now. So yeah, that's, those are my thoughts on that.
2 decades area. There you go.
2 decades.
That's good stuff.
2. Doesn't feel like it. Like
No.
you know, like when T thinks that like we're on the doorstep of death because we're in our mid 30s, like mentally, like I can still put myself in the headspace of 16-year-old Jared. Like I can.
But Jared, it's like you say all the time. I'll come to you and I'm like, man, well, if this is it, like this is the end of the, like, how many years do I have where I can do this is my job? And you're just like, relax, like let it play out. Because when you go to the next year and you do all these things and you look back, you're like, no, you're still here. You're on to the next level. But how many times have I come and told you, but like, man, I don't know. It might be another year. I might have to do something different. I might have to pivot. I might have to chase something different. I don't know. And then every year we get to the end and it's like, what more could you have asked for from this year?
Yeah. And I mean, I get it that the landscape has changed and opportunities are more plentiful now than they were when I first started. But, you know, I always remind people, like, I did not see a dime from this for the first 8 years. 8 years. I was working at Sully's. I had a blog that I was writing that I didn't make any money from. And I was working at Sully's to make any money for myself, working towards getting noticed and building up social media. Like it was in its infancy stages and people were still trying to figure out what Twitter even was. Like, is that, you know, a platform that you can eventually use to get a career or a job or something? Like, who knows? Like it just, TikTok did not exist. Instagram did not exist. You know, like MySpace was on the way out. So it was like, all right, like, am I going to get a job at a newspaper? Like, it was just the path was very much unclear back then. But it was just, when people ask me for advice now, instead of giving the exact blueprint, because obviously I can't say start a MySpace and do whatever else, like a blog and all that shit. It's mostly just like be consistent, like show up every day. Like I showed up
and get
every
ready
day.
to sacrifice a bunch.
Yeah.
People need to know that. I think people need to understand the sacrifices that go into this stuff. It's more than most are willing to do.
The story that I tell all the time about the like showing up every day and being consistent and the sacrifices, like in 2009, I was at a house party at my buddy's house in the basement, and everyone was drinking, having a good time. And there was a Red Sox story that broke, and I had been drinking, didn't want to get in the car with someone who had been driving. So I walked from this house in Malden to my parents in Saugus to blog the story, because I was like, this is a huge story, and I don't want to give like anyone that's trying to catch up to me or compete with me the opportunity to get the eyeballs that are mine. So like that's just been the mindset for 2 decades is I don't need a clap. I'm just trying to motivate anyone that's also thinking about getting into it.
You're giving me the tingles right now.
Yeah. It's just like, I never let up. I never, got to a point where I was like, all right, did that. What's next? I've always said like, I want to like write a horror movie, but like, I'm not at the point where I'm like, all right, done with the Red Sox baseball thing. Like it's time to, explore other passions that I have. I've never kind of, let this one fade at all. So 20 years in and still just as hungry and motivated to find that next level as I was in the beginning. So
I'm proud of you.
Thanks, T. Yes, T.
I have an added final thought.
Okay.
I did drop an article a couple days ago, Roman Anthony breaking down some of the Juan Soto comparisons. Very nerdy. There's some deep stats in there, but I tried to keep it at a good middle level where if you're into those stats, you like it. But even if you aren't, there's other things you can kind of gravitate towards. So please check it out if you haven't. And thank you, Jared, as always, for pushing it, because I really do appreciate it.
Hey, that's what I do. See, I lift you up.
Every time.
I support you.
I'm here because of you.
All I want to do is see you win.
You're my sensei.
All right. Hopefully see some people Saturday at Fenway Fest. And I believe the plan is to do a bonus DM episode on Friday. So you get your 2 episodes this week. Mm-hmm. And me and T, Emond and Jake at Fenway Fest on Saturday. Very excited. Very excited. Can't wait to run into Johnny Gomes. That'll be fun. Have you met him before, T?
No, never.
Oh, he'll love you.
I don't.
Johnny's the best. He's the man.
I've met very few people. I'm
going to introduce you to some people.
That would be awesome. I don't think I've ever, besides the Nick Sogard and Liam Hendricks moment when we threw out the first pitch, that's my only interaction with like Red Sox players in real life.
It is crazy when you think about how much time T spends on the Red Sox, and he's had like no interaction with any of these guys.
Well,
Not that that's like. No, I know, but it's like you've now entered this space, Tyler, and I've mentioned a million times, but are as much of this show as we are. And yet you're just never at Fenway Park. Like you're just never at the place where the team plays the games. We got to change that.
Changing.
Yeah,
hopefully
we got to change that.
We're going to change that. Yeah, we're going to change that. Yeah.
That should be a goal, T. New Year's resolution.
Get to
Fenway, more Fenway.
Brother.
More Fenway. Yeah. Can never hurt. All right. We'll see you on Friday for the next episode, and we'll see you Saturday for Fenway Fest. Okay, ba-doop, doop, doop.
Buenas noches, amigos.